Welcome back for another episode of the Bald Brad Show. Well, once again, my state of California is back in the news because of their drama. They always have to be the center of attention, don't we? We always have to just put our stuff out there for everybody to watch. As many of you are aware, not only because you follow me on social media, but because you just follow the news and we're probably up all last night watching LA burn. I live here, by the way. Now, I'm in Orange County, to be fair, because I have my head on straight and would have no reason to be living in LA County because that thing is ran by leftist progressives, not even Democrats, just lefties. But we have a show packed for y'all today. We're going to be here for a few hours, folks. Remember, today is the kickoff of multi-hour streams. And do I have multi-hours worth of content and video to show you? It is going to be clips galore. It's going to be articles galore. A lot of this, the full first hour, is probably going to be all on these riots. And, well, it's a hell of a show, folks. It's good to see all of you. Good morning. If you're coming over from TikTok, welcome. Good to see you. We do this each and every morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we bring you a lot of news. A lot of different news. So enough of me talking. Let's jump right into it, folks. You bring the chaos, we'll bring the handcuffs, baby. Dan Bongino responds to protests at Los Angeles ICE raids. Yes, you heard that correctly. Democrats, the left, everybody's all up in a frenzy because we're actually following the rule of law. I know, shocker. Now, if you're following me on TikTok, which I highly expect you to do, links in the description on both Rumble as well as YouTube. Just late last night, a Democrat said the quiet part out loud, and I just did a video on it this morning, calling them out. And I have the proof at the end of the video of them saying their goal, they will destroy this country. God, that sounds like a book that I wrote of how the left wants to destroy this country, how they're going to destroy America. They're saying the quiet part out loud now, folks. They have an agenda. At some point, it's going to be too late where you can't wake up and turn things and go back. It's going to be already far too gone. The FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino weighed in after immigration and customs enforcement raids at several locations across the greater Los Angeles area erupted into chaos. And I'll even show you some of the areas. I used to drive under certain bridges where they were lighting cop cars on fire yesterday. All the time. All the time. By the way, when I had to go up to LA to the Pantages Theater, that's one of the areas we cross under all the time. Some of them violent between federal agents and protesters. After the FBI had to be called in at least once under such a confrontation on Friday, Bongino made it clear in a post on X that federal agents would not be deterred from doing their jobs. If you want my honest take, a lot of talk, not a lot of walk. And what I mean by that is I watched hours of footage of these nut jobs out here lighting cop cars on fire, lighting dumpsters on fire, vandalizing, looting. Again, I got clips of all of it, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be here for hours of all this taking place. Mind you, most of you already saw all of this. And nobody really being arrested. There was some arrests, don't get me wrong. Why are we allowed? They were sitting and watching this stuff happen, which is what pisses me off. Go in there, get some rubber bullets, start mowing these people down with rubber bullets. I'm not saying anything lethal, but you just launching a few frags out there, or should I say flashbangs to be more specific, ain't doing anything to these people. So here's Dan with his X post right here. Let me see if I can zoom in for all of you today. There we go. Bongino followed up with a second post confirming that some of these who had attempted to disrupt the ICE raids on Friday had already been arrested, which is true. Which is true. Don't get me wrong, some people were arrested. But, you know, speaking of Karen Bass in the Rumble chat, Dizzy mentioned her. Oh, well, if you're going to do all this and you didn't get arrested last night, we're going to still come for you. Sure you will. You guys don't arrest anybody in LA. And when you do, it's no cash bail. Oh, don't worry about it. We'll see you when we see you. Don't go out and commit any more crimes. Give me a break. The people that run LA County suck. And they have sucked for a while. So here's a little bit of what all this looked like. what you're going to see is a lot of this. This is Mexico's flag, not the United States. Nope, not our country. You're going to see a lot of this flag around here. And I keep saying time and time again, folks, you have a bunch of people, millions, 25 million people. If you round them up, it's more than half the population of our states in terms of how it's populated and distributed of people. That's a major problem. That's where you change culture. You have a bunch of people in this country that don't pledge allegiance to this nation, by the way. And some of them are citizens, which is insane. But the illegal immigrants don't. Some of them do. But most of them don't, which is why you see them wearing this flag all the time. If they love this country so much, they would live there. I love seeing this, by the way. Love seeing this. Take their asses to the ground. There's another flag. There's another flag. God, common theme there. Not a single American flag out there, huh? Good. Throw them to the ground and arrest them. Arrest them. Folks, we got a lot of clips today. Trust me, it is. I got hundreds, probably hundreds of clips. That's not an exaggeration. You got Bill, and I always screw it up. Don't come at me. You got Bill coming in. I'm not even gonna bother trying to say his last name. He comes out on X and says, per federal sources, despite local claims, there was no ICE raid at a Home Depot in LA today. That's something actually I reported on. I think it was, I don't know where it was at in LA, but I actually reported on a TikTok post of mine. DHS has a nearby office in Paramount that they use, and they are using as a staging area. Protesters found it and began gathering ICE. And ICE will conduct targeted enforcement around LA today, serving criminal judicial warrants. Look at that. Serving criminal judicial warrants. I told you. I will continue for the entirety of the Bald Brad show, however long I have a show on social media, to continue to show you proof that the Democrats love crime. All they have to say right now is January 6th. Well, you hypocrites, what about January 6th? It would be like, and God forbid something like this would ever happen, it would be like a Republican committing an assassination attempt on a president, and them going, and then Democrats come back and do it themselves, and we start calling out Democrats for assassinating presidents, and they go, well, what about the one guy you shot? It's like, yeah, but what about the 7 other Democrats that assassinated sitting presidents? How about that? You look out in history. It's the same thing with the violence. If you look throughout history, it's one party doing a lot of it. But I always mention this to you. They'll point out that one outlier, that one that's so far out there that everyone's like, really? You're going to talk about that one? That's January 6th, folks, where people were giving tours around the Capitol during allegedly the worst day in American history. All the while, cities are burning and did burn during Black Lives Matter. Entire cities aflame. Billions of dollars in damages. There wasn't even $1 billion in damages at the Capitol, folks. It was in the millions. I don't even know if it was in the hundreds of millions. Not that it was good, but nothing compared to what's happening. Anti-ICE protesters swarm 101 Freeway. 500 U.S. Marines stand prepared to deploy. Now, Trump did come out late on X and said, send in the troops. He did say that on social media, specifically Truth. And we'll see if we can get there. I got a lot of stuff for you. Again, I'm going to keep repeating myself because a lot of people are going to be joining us today. The United States Northern Command confirmed that 500 U.S. Marines stood on alert and prepared to deploy status at 29 Palms. Now, 29 Palms is south of LA. It's actually south of Orange County. It would, based on traffic, take them quite a while to get there unless they flew in on maybe Blackhawks or something like that. 29 Palms, it's about, I don't know, like an hour and a half, 2 hours-ish south of even me in Orange County. So you're probably talking 3.5 hours to get up there if there's traffic. Now, I drive through here. I drove through the same spot like a month ago.
Put an end to these migrant riots. Order will be restored, the president.
Look at these heroes.
The illegals will be expelled and Los Angeles will be set free. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So obviously some provocation here from the president in several facets. As we see, here we go. Those demonstrators are making their way down the ramp and onto the 101 freeway. This is, I think, a concern that we had seen a little earlier. The freeway had been shut.
Now, a lot of people don't understand. The 101 freeway is like a jugular. What happens when you cut a jugular off? It gets bad. This is like a main artery for us in LA, which is crazy because you're like, Brad, it's only like 3 or 4 lanes. Correct. Because they're idiots over here in LA. They don't know how to build freeways. They tax us through the roof, which, by the way, if you live in Los Angeles, if you live in the state of California, Democrats just unanimously, every single one, voted against a bill. Your gas starting July 1st could hit 65% increase in tax for a climate policy. And then we also have 2 refineries closing. We're going to be paying $6-7 for gas here in like the next 4 weeks. I know you guys don't care, but if you live in Arizona, Nevada, you better care because we also send you some little oil.
Down by law enforcement.
Look at these idiots out here.
Now being shut down by the other side. Demonstrators are on the surface of the southbound 101.
All right, we'll cut it there because, again, we have more stuff for you, folks. More stuff. So, again, here is the national... Here's the U.S. Northcom statement regarding protection of federal property and personal... I believe you got the Cal Guard out here. Isn't that just lovely? Look at this. Yep, that's a good look for everybody. But don't worry, Gavin Newsom, he says he has everything under control, folks. Everything's under control. You got to love... And they're also, again, we'll get there. Oh, it's mostly peaceful. The same shenanigans, man. It's the wildest thing you'll ever see. The wildest thing.
Is this the officers over here? Yeah, they're going to zoom in right now. There's officers there. Now, where are they going? Look at this. Look at it. Look at how... Oh, they're throwing stuff at the officers. People are throwing stuff at the officers off the bridge, I think. Look. Stuff is getting thrown at the officers. It's very poorly planned because the officers had to go back under the bridge. And the officers they're walking next to the traffic. This is so chaotic. It's dangerous for the officers to even be walking among the cars. Civilian cars. That guy's directing traffic. It's just chaos. It's just chaos.
What do you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mexican flags. Lovely. You see all the graffiti over here? There actually used to be murals along here, just so you know. And they just, all the gang members start tagging it up.
Okay, so I think the officers have held up.
This is all painted. It's been painted over. If you go over here, and I'll show you later, there used to be a nice mural of a bunch of kids playing. Supposed to be all friendly. Completely tagged it over too. It's disgusting.
Traffic.
That's how you know you have LA County lines, is the second you start seeing a bunch of trash on the side of the freeway and a bunch of tagging.
At least these cars are getting
everywhere
out of
in
there.
LA. You don't see that in Orange
Get
County.
those cars out of there.
You don't see any. You'll see a little bit of tagging in Orange County, not much. You know exactly when you hit the lines. Exactly. Here's more. Here's Nick Sorter with more. Got the Blackhawks coming in now. I don't know if I've ever seen this. I mean, I was pretty young during the LA riots. I think I was, I was roughly maybe 10. I remember it. And that dipped down in Orange County. LA riots was crazy. I don't remember seeing Blackhawks flying in.
Again, viewer discretion is advised for some of these scenes.
Do you see this right here? I'm sorry, but you don't have the right to do this here on a highway. It's actually illegal. From my understanding, I don't even think you're allowed to walk. Like, you can't use the highway or freeway as a mode of transportation in terms of walking. I think you can be ticketed. I'm just tired of these people. The reason why they do this is because nothing happens to them, you guys. They don't really hit them with tear gas or nothing, or rubber bullets. I would be out there with the bean bags. I would be out there with the rubber bullets, just mowing people over. You do not have a right to burn stuff. You don't have a right to delay people from getting to their jobs or nothing of the sort. This is always great. They're taking cinder blocks from local job sites and local areas and just taking them to throw at police officers, federal agents. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. Now, some people are saying, oh, how'd that wind up there? It could be a local job site. You know, be careful with the stuff that's coming out. Some people go, oh, you know, they shipped in bricks to throw at this stuff. You guys, it's LA. There's always construction going on. LA is a massive. So this guy was probably maybe getting a freaking wall built or something like that. Or he's just a distributor and somebody was needed to come pick it up in the morning and nobody did because of all the riots and now they're using it. I think this, so AAA, don't know if you're a supporter, but I do want to mention your comment here. May I say these are not illegal immigrants doing this. First of all, some of them are. These are their children and the first and second generation rioting. There's probably truth to that as well. And Newsom and Bass should be arrested for allowing this to happen. 100% agree. But here's the thing. A lot of people are taking the social media. A lot of people are taking the social media and saying, oh, well, these aren't illegal immigrants rioting in the streets. They're too scared because they don't want to be arrested. That is somebody that's not touching grass. That is somebody under a rock, and I'll tell you why. The illegal immigrants are so ballsy in this country that they will go out and do entire protests on the street of New York City. These are all sanctuary cities, folks. LA is one of the biggest, other than New York City, in terms of right to shelter states, sanctuary cities, LA County. They will go out in broad daylight. They don't give a two. So this idea like, oh, they're too scared, they're going to be arrested. No, they're not. Some of them are. Folks, they're only going after the criminals. It's not like you're sitting there flipping tortillas on the side of the highway and ICE is coming and rounding you up. That's not what's happening here. Maybe in some cases you can find it, but not really. So here's Bass. Don't worry. Who's she going to blame? Do you think Karen Bass and Democrats are going to blame themselves? Of course not.
Right. But people should also exercise that right peacefully. We do not want to play into the administration's hands. We're working with officials, we're organizing resources, but what we're seeing in Los Angeles is chaos that is provoked by the administration. When you raid Home Depot and workplaces, when you tear parents and children apart, and when you run armored caravans through our streets, you cause fear and you cause panic. And deploying federalized troops is a dangerous escalation, but we need to be real about this. This is about another agenda. It's not about public safety. There's clearly no plan. And
they are rounding up criminals that have deleted people, that have done extremely evil things to young girls, have done stuff out there in public. These are not those that are like everybody portrays, the Maryland man, those that are offering and donating their time to communities and services. No, all these people, they're not protesting, you guys. Are you crazy? No, all of them have brooms. They're actually out there. It's a big church gathering and they're sweeping up the highways. I know. Yeah, they're actually, I know some of them have paint in their hands. That's not being thrown at police officers. No, they're going to be painting over all the graffiti that all these psychos do here in LA County. Yes, and if you're just joining me, I do live here. People go, well, you know, you don't live there. Yes, I do. I worked in LA. I've worked in Hollywood. I drive these same freeways. I've been on these same ramps in my car. No, these are all great people. Yeah, they all got dustpans. They're going to clean it up. Those dumpsters are lighting on fire. Well, that's just where all the trash goes.
there is clearly no policy.
It's Trump's fault, though.
I want the people of Los
It's all Trump's
Angeles
fault.
to know that we stand with all Angelenos, no matter where you were born. The First Amendment right gives you the ability, again, to protest peacefully, but it does not give you the right to be violent, to create chaos, or to vandalize property, and that will not be tolerated. So I call on all Angelenos to continue
You know how expensive it is to just replace one of these signs in California? Because there's a special type of coating that's on this that allows it to reflect. I remember when Steve-O from Jackass put tape on one of these, but it was a larger sign for San Diego when he was going after the whales. You know, when that was like a blue book or blue orca or black orca or something like that came on Netflix years ago and was ousting San Diego Zoo, or sorry, SeaWorld, for you know, the stuff that they're doing with the animals. And he got extremely in trouble because these are really expensive. It's not like it's kind of like one-offs. And they're bending the signs here. Guess who has to pay for all this damage? Guess who has to pay for it? The idiots. Democrats love the crime, man. They thrive on this stuff. They thrive on it. And I'm showing you endless proof today that they love this stuff. Isn't this just lovely? Oh, gee, what is that? Oh, another flag. Oh, and vandalizing property. Mostly peaceful, though. No, this is, what do you mean? It's justified violence, you guys. They're being rounded up. Criminals who have harmed Americans and other illegals in some cases, they're being rounded up. Oh, and it's our fault. Okay, gotcha. Lovely. Now, this is good stuff. Good stuff. Nothing to see here. No biggie. No big deal. Just vandalizing public and private property, which is, so typical. So Trump orders the National Guard to LA to shut down anti-ICE protests. This is a Border Patrol vehicle that they're kicking. They were slashing tires, lighting vehicles on fire, which we will get to in one moment. Squad cars. They were breaking out windows, throwing rocks at people. These are all peaceful, folks. National Guard troops will be deployed in the Los Angeles County to aid immigration enforcement as protests in the area escalate into attacks. My message for Tom Homan and Donald Trump is do not stop. This is exactly the Tom Homan I want to see. I've been ripping this guy for a couple weeks saying he's not doing enough. Now's not the time to let in, dude. Don't let up. Go full blown. I send more ICE agents. I want vehicles all over LA County wrangling these people up that have committed heinous crimes. Do not leave LA County. I want the chaos there because it's only going to help us. And you want to know something, folks? This isn't actually a lot of people protesting. There are 10 million people, and wait till I get to a survey later today in this stream that tells you how many illegal immigrants are just in LA County. Your head's going to spin. Nobody supports this. The vast majority of LA doesn't support it. And that's why you don't see a ton of people out there. I know it seems like a lot of people, but in comparison to, like, you're talking, I don't know, I'll be generous. I'm going to say 100,000 people protesting. And it's nowhere near that, by the way. It's not even, I'd say maybe, okay, 50,000 to be generous. 50, it's not even near 50,000. 10 million compared to 50? Nah.
Like I said many times, these elected officials or these non-government organizations, they can't cross the line either. I mean, we got people like, Hakeem Jeffries saying he's going to dox ICE employees, ICE agents out there with masks on. They're wearing masks to protect themselves and their families because they've been doxxed, their families been doxxed, their life's been threatened, their families have been threatened. I know myself, I had over 1,000 protesters at my house. I expect that as the borders are, but these men and women are putting their lives online every day.
This right here, you want to be pushing up against a police officer. I understand he's pushing back. Everybody's seen Dog the Bounty Hunter, and they were doing this. They actually had paintball guns, and they were, I think they were mace guns. They have a bunch of pepper mace inside the balls that they were shooting. Bop, bop, bop. Why is this not going just right in their face? Just bop, 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 with a bunch of mace. Just get a bunch of bear mace and just the entire crowd. Why do we put up with this? This is what I don't like. And by the way, the National Guard was putting up with a lot of crap too. I'm tired of it. There's no repercussions. Get the mace out there and start spraying these people in the face, arresting them for abuse of an official officer, however you want to phrase it. I don't give a crap. Put them to the ground, maybe grind your elbow in the back of their head into the pavement a little bit. You got to rough them up. Pain helps. And throw them in the back of the car and lock them up.
Arrested a lot of
fill up the prisons, fill up the jails.
They arrested child sex offenders. They arrested people convicted of robbery. They arrested...
When did the illegal immigrants start wearing the kifa or whatever the hell it is? The Hamas garb. When was that? When is that starting to be a thing? Well, now it is. You'll see more of that. All the same
safety,
people.
Not only significant public safety threats, but national security threats. They arrested gang members. We're making Los Angeles safer. And Mayor Bass ought to be thanking us for making her city safer. And the term migrant, as Joe Concha rightfully said earlier, they're illegal aliens. There are illegal aliens in this country, and we welcome. We're the most giving country in the world. But these are illegal aliens who committed a crime by crossing this border illegally, then yet committed another crime. Again, yesterday's about a criminal investigation into money laundering, tax evasion, and some of the funds going to cartels in Mexico and Colombia that fund their operations of sending narcotics to this country, killing American people. This is about enforcing the law. And again, we're not going to apologize for doing it. We're stepping up. She says they're going to mobilize. Well, guess what? We're already ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our job. We're going to push back on these people, and we're going to force the law.
Tom, it's Lydia.
And,
I love it. Don't let up. Don't let up whatsoever. I want to see it all happening today. Caroline Leavitt, the mouthpiece of the leader of the free world for Donald J. Trump, the best president in modern history, said this on X. She said, in recent days, violent mobs have attacked ICE officers and federal law enforcement agents carrying out basic deportation operations in Los Angeles, California. These operations are essential to halting and reversing the invasion, correct, of illegal criminals into the United States. In the wake of this violence, California's feckless Democrat leaders have completely abdicated their responsibility to protect their citizens. Correct. It's never been about protecting citizens because they'd rather protect illegal immigrants over their citizens, which is bonkers and head spinning and ass backwards, but it don't matter to them. That is why President Trump has signed a presidential memorandum deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to address the lawlessness that has been allowed to fester. And it will continue. There'll be more lawlessness. Oh, it will go for days. These people have nothing better to do, folks. These are all people that siphon from the system. These are all people. So here's Kash Patel responding to Karen Bass's X post yesterday. Karen Bass has a lot to say rather than actually a lot to do. Remember, this is a lady that watched her entire county burn to the ground while she was in Africa for some stupid thing. You may go, well, Brad, what is she doing in Africa when she's the mayor of Los Angeles? Great question. That's what they do. Gavin does it all the time. He would rather run a podcast than fix this state. This morning, we received reports of federal immigration enforcement actions in multiple locations in Los Angeles. As a mayor of a proud city of immigrants, see how they conflate the two? Immigrants versus, they always do it, right? Because they can't tell the difference, you guys. And if they do tell the difference, they lie to you about it. It's just all about immigrants, not about illegal immigrants. It's just about immigrants, gotcha, who contribute to our city in so many ways. Well, they're contributing to the destruction right now. That's for damn sure. I am deeply angered by what has taken place. These tactics sow terror in our communities and disrupt basic principles of safety in our city. She's not talking about the people protesting. Oh, she's talking about Donald Trump and these officers. My office is in close coordination with immigration rights community organizations. We will not stand for this. Yep, there you go. Oh, they'll stand for the violence. They'll stand for stuff like this. Democrats have been defending this, you guys. This type of stuff. So here's inside an actual vehicle as the dude's trying to go through LA to get rid of people off the streets that have the potential, have already committed evil, heinous acts. But Democrats love their children being evilly touched, we'll say. I'm trying not to get removed off YouTube. Now, some of you might be thinking, oh, that's just fireworks going off. No, that's them throwing bricks and stuff at the vehicle.
All right.
By the way, when that glass, not all of them are wearing gas masks like this. If anybody's ever been in a car where the windows explode, it doesn't just give like big pieces. Not like when you drop a cup, like a mug off the counter and it just breaks into big pieces. There are micro glass that flies and gets in your eyes and cuts. And that's what you saw at the tail end there. Somebody got blasted in the face right at the tail end. Listen to this. You'll see the spray of all the glass. Boom, right there. See all that? You could see it. Right there. Look at all that. Look at all. That's the big pieces. This dude got nailed with all that glass. Now, these are federal agents, I believe. These are federal agents with the car being vandalized. Now, here's the aftermath of it. I would like to point out, if these are federal vehicles, guess who gets to pay for the repairs? Everybody. Oh, you live in another state and you have no involvement in this? Well, guess what? Now you get to pay for it because they're idiots here. Now that's inside. I also got the outside. Don't worry, I got you. Look at that. It's fine. So you get to pay for all this. Yep. You guys all know how much a windshield replacement is, and that the government's paying for it, meaning they're going to upcharge. So let's say it was going to cost $500. It's way more than that. It's probably a couple thousand. Fine, no big deal. What's the problem? Come on, just broke glass. There you go. There's a piece of glass flying off. We'll probably get flagged on YouTube for that because we're showing what the Democrats are doing to people. Lovely. So just guys getting injured, just out there doing their jobs, just want to go home and see their families. So let me see if I can see the badge on them. U.S. Customs Border Protection is who that was. So somebody posted this. Impeding a federal officer is a crime under this U.S. code, which is part of a federal assault law. Yeah, but they don't care. They're Democrats. They don't care about the law whatsoever, which is why they're out there doing all this crazy stuff, and they'll continue to do it. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, we're not going anywhere, folks. We're going to be here for a couple hours. I said I'm going to do an hour straight, maybe 2 hours straight of this riot that's taking place at my home state. I live in Southern California. I've worked in LA County. I've driven the same streets that all this is happening on multiple times. I don't live up in LA, so I appreciate everyone saying, hey, I hope you're okay. Hope everything's going well. And if you want me to be completely fair and honest, this is not that big of a protest. It really isn't, you guys. Now, it looks like it because you're seeing like tons of police officers, LAPD, dumpsters on fire. They're lighting cars on fire, which is terrible, by the way. But in terms of how big LA County is, it's not even spread out that far. Now, it could pop off. This is nothing compared to the LA riots, like not even close. But, it's still bad. Now, National Guard rolls into Los Angeles after days of anti-ICE riots, which people didn't like. But this is important because law and order is important. And if you don't want to take law and order as a Democrat seriously, well, Trump will. And it's crazy because all they're saying on TikTok is, well, why didn't he call in the National Guard on January 6th? And all I'm saying is, why don't you look at Nancy Pelosi? All you need to look is at crazy Nancy. And let's just see Nancy Pelosi's words. Yeah, no, let's actually show this really quick. Let's show Nancy Pelosi's words on the National Guard. Why was the National Guard not deployed? And who took responsibility for that?
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient
No,
resources.
that is not a question of how they had. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not.
Huh. Hold on. Let me get my big dumb head out of the way. Quote, you're seeing it on camera, I take responsibility for not having them. Thank you. From the horse's freaking mouth. After she probably just got done chewing an apple through a fence.
Not having them, just prepare for more. We have.
And you know what they'll do? What? She didn't say that. She fakes deep fakes because they're idiots. And yes, they are idiots. So the National Guard has officially arrived. This is ABC 7. This is Disney's local station, ABC 7 here in Los Angeles, reporting on this.
Yeah, we've already seen a large growing National Guard presence here in downtown LA. If you take a look behind me here, you can see troops are stationed along Alameda Street as another protest is expected to take place later today near City Hall. This follows President Trump's deployment of 2,000 National Guard members in response to a series of immigration protests across the city. This is new video from overnight showing the troops arrive. They stopped at City Hall after driving through Paramount, then ended up here at the Federal Building. Meantime, this follows another night of protest. Video from last night shows tense moments in downtown LA as protesters clashed with police, some setting off fireworks and starting fires. Officers responded with what appeared to be tear gas to disperse the crowds. In a separate incident, demonstrators were seen entering a damaged convenience store in Compton and looting items from inside. According to the LAPD, multiple individuals who returned to the area after a dispersal order was issued on Alameda Street were detained and are expected to be booked for failure to disperse. We spoke with Mayor Bass about the deployment of the national.
They're all good people, folks. Nope, they're just out there cleaning the streets. They're there for church community service. Yep. It's all good stuff. So now they're chanting to delete ICE agents. Just people out there want to go home and see their families again. And Democrats will defend it. Some of them are actually in the YouTube chat defending it right now. Good to see everybody over at Rumble. If you're new here, welcome. This is the Bald Brad Show. We do this each and every morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be out doing multi-hour streams for the next 8 weeks. We go over a lot of articles. We got a lot more still. We're not going anywhere for a while. So if you're new here, welcome. Hit that like button. Appreciate you. Well, foreign flags and fires sweep LA as riots erupt against immigration enforcement. And I might as well keep saying this. I live here. I'm in the trenches taking grenades. I'm like the Republican that's out there going, holding it down. Los Angeles and surrounding areas have exploded in riots as anti-immigration enforcement demonstrators, many touting foreign flags because they don't want to assimilate to this country. They think the country of which they came from is better. Well, here's Karen Bass, the idiot.
Outrage that this has happened. Of course, what happened here, I think, was probably the worst. There were a number of locations where ICE raided today. And, to me, when these things happen.
Some of you might be wondering, why is he smashing a pillar that's supposed to be stopping cars from going into walls that have gone usurpacious or crazy? Because and you're going to see this time and time again, they're going around the city, and they'll even do this to the curbs in the city right now that you step off of into the street so that they can throw stuff at the police officers, at law enforcement. This is why they're doing it.
It sows a sense of terror in the community. It's bad enough that it happened at this location, but the way this goes and spreads throughout the community, then people are not sure where they're safe.
And they'll pick these up. They'll throw them at the cars, maybe throw the big ones at the police officers. I'm surprised nobody's been deleted that's a police officer. I'm surprised nobody's just started raining off rounds at somebody. So here's the illegals have taken over the streets of Los Angeles again with their foreign flags, just waving it everywhere. Again, this is why we wrote an entire book. This is why you guys are buying it up like hotcakes, like selling this out almost all the time. Trojan horse, how the left is destroying America. I think the case and proof is not just from in my book, but also what we've been showing you. No American flags out here. They have no intention of assimilating into this country. And this is why they're touting that flag.
Vantage point that we would not have without having helicopters there in the sky. Look at this, Austin.
Mexican flag.
Not an American flag anywhere.
The line of law enforcement agents there during this face-off.
Why do you get to block the intersection? You're not supposed to do that. Why are they allowing this to happen? I'm tired of it. Start arresting people. Start mowing them over with mace. I want to see flashbangs thrown right here. I want another one right here, one right here, and one right here. And I want it timed perfectly that they go off at synchronous timing so you get the max effect and everybody's going to freaking lose their hearing for a very long time. And if their eyes are open, they're also going to lose maybe some eyesight for a while. You round them up, you put them in jail because this is illegal. You're not allowed to do this. But they get away with it because they're protesting something out there of getting rid of criminals off the streets. God forbid you get rid of criminals that are harming our communities. God forbid. It's so terrible. I know it's awful.
It appears that
the act of them destroying your kids isn't awful, but
be a face-off.
Us removing them is.
And it's tough to tell sometime from a distance, but it looked to be the color of the sheriff's deputies that are creating that wall there. Looks like they're trying to create a human barrier so that they cannot get on that overpass, at least what looks to be an overpass to me from our vantage point. So this is obviously causing traffic in the area to come to a standstill. These roads are completely blocked. Protesters have been gathering now for 2 hours, and it's hard for us to get our bearings because we've been watching the images from the ground all this time, and now...
What a bunch of heroes out here. The police officer are the ones that are heroes. These people out here clearly, I mean, this is on a Sunday. This was Sunday yesterday. No jobs, nothing to do, not making anything better for the community. If you have so much time on your hands, why don't you clean up LA? Why don't you get out there and get rid of the graffiti? I don't have that in Orange County where I live because we don't put up with this crap. We'll lock you up. But here's more flags. Oh, they love Mexico. They don't want to live there. They don't want to live there. Of course they don't, because the crime's crazy. The cartel run the show. They don't want to live in Mexico, but boy, oh boy, they'll live here.
Oh, and that
there's a car fire.
Some sort of smoke grenade that's been placed inside of that vehicle. Something is smoking. That's dark smoke inside that vehicle. So we very well...
If you're wondering why he's opening up the door, it's because he wants to allow airflow in because it's going to spark and ignite a lot quicker.
May be seeing the start of a vehicle fire, and it looks like we
peaceful.
are. This thing is lighting up, and that's pretty much... police are going to have, presumably...
Randy's Donuts, I think.
Fire crews are going to have to presumably move in and take...
This is a famous donut spot. If it's the donut spot I'm thinking of, this is where... what's his face? Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. was sitting in like the first or second Iron Man. He was sitting inside the donut here. That would be where you guys maybe have recognized this from.
Take control of this situation as it gets even more dangerous. Again, this is the intersection of Alondra Boulevard and Atlantic Avenue in Compton, California. Dale's Donuts.
Oh, Dale's Donuts. I thought it used to be called Randy's.
Is that big donut on your screen. And this vehicle fire, this fire is taking off. This, again, we're seeing this in real time, and we have no...
You see this here? They will go out into the 50s, 60s, and take over entire city blocks in LA all the time. Doesn't even have to be a riot. Doesn't have to be a protest. All the time they will stop traffic and commit chaos.
And we have no idea how this started, why this started.
Look at these idiots.
Time will tell. Let's put the 2 box back up so that we can hear some audio from the ground. All
right, the clip ends there. It's just wild. Again, if you're just joining us, I got clips after clips. We're going to be here for hours, folks. It's good to see all of you. Brad, Randy's Donuts is in Inglewood. Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate that. Yep, thank you. If you're new here, hit that follow button. We do this each and every morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We go over usually a lot of different news articles, so you're prepared throughout your day of what the heck is going on. Well, here's U.S. Marshals are under attack on the streets of Los Angeles. And again, we were told time and time again by Democrats, oh, it's peaceful. Well, it's far from peaceful. Wait till we get to more of the clips.
Area of Alondra, near where that Home Depot is, where all of this started this morning. So I'm under the impression right now that either this bus is for those agents, the Border Patrol, or it's to make arrests. Oh, looks like the bus is moving.
These idiots think they can actually stop the bus. This tells you how stupid these people are.
Even though protesters are trying to
Throwing
stop
stuff.
it from moving. So we don't know if this is
They're looking for stuff in the ground to throw at it.
To help with arrests or to get those agents out of there. But this situation continues to just unravel here in Paramount right now. We're bringing you live pictures. This is Josh Haskell with ABC 7 Eyewitness News of protesters literally trying to stop this bus with their own hands. And the bus is slowly creeping up. And it does not appear that this bus is full of, I don't know who is on this bus.
See that guy throwing stuff?
Anyone is on this bus.
Throwing
but
stuff?
They're kind of trying to creep forward.
Mexican flag again.
And I don't see how this situation
You guys let me know. How about we play a game? It's like, where's Waldo? Where's the American flag? Let's try to find that. You're gonna have a hard time. Really hard time. So here are them saying they want to delete. I mean, this is actually scary. If you're an ICE agent, this is scary stuff. Federal law enforcement officials faced off with violent anti-ICE rioters June 6th. Our brave officers were vastly outnumbered. Over 1,000 rioters surrounded and attacked a federal building. The Trump administration will pursue charges for any protesters who attacks a federal agent, officer, or official. But if you're local law enforcement, don't worry. You're going to be A-okay. Nobody's coming after you. Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom doing anything about it? Come on. But people think I'm joking. You guys, People will strategically leave other counties to go and loot or commit crimes in LA because it's softer punishment. It's softer punishment. Let me see if I can find these two young ladies in a little bit here. OC County arrested for loot. Let me see if I can find it. There was young women a long time ago that were arrested in Orange County, where really close to where I used to live, and they were surprised that they were going to jail. And her friend looks at her and goes, "That's LA County that we would have been let go. We're in Orange County. We're going to jail," is what she was saying. I can't find the clip, but if I could find it for you later, I will. There's a vastly big difference of how we handle crime here in Orange County because we're a bunch of Republicans down here versus LA County. That's a bunch of Democrat libs that, you know, want to wear their women's underwear to work. If we have Pete Hegseth here, this was big news. I thought this was going to be happening last night because Donald Trump did in fact release a Truth Social post saying send in the troops. Pete Hegseth puts U.S. Marines on high alert as Los Angeles burns. So he was placing active duty U.S. Marines at nearby Camp Pendleton on high alert, which is in San Diego. Now, again, I understand a lot of people here are from another state. I'm going to keep saying it. I live here. I lived in L.A. I've lived in Orange County. I've worked in L.A. for a lot of years. San Diego is about 2 hours south of Orange County. So that with traffic would probably make it 3 hours south of LA. It shouldn't be. It should be probably an hour realistically, but there's always traffic. Like it should only take me 30 minutes to get to downtown LA, but it takes me like hour and a half, 2 hours because traffic's that bad in LA. So it's only about 30 miles from Orange County. Should take 30-minute drive or less. It takes about hour and a half, 2 hours to get there because you're just in stop and go traffic. So he said the violent mob assaults on ICE and federal enforcement are designed to prevent the removal of criminal illegal aliens. Again, they're not even rounding up the ones that have been just like out here for a while, whether you're a Chinese national illegal immigrant or hell, I don't know, from another country. They always keep focusing on Mexico for some reason. And I think we know why, because a lot of them are from Mexico. But criminal illegal aliens, going after the ones that are the worst of the worst. Look at a dangerous invasion facilitated by criminal cartels, aka foreign terrorist organizations, and huge national security risk. We covered on the show last week, if you haven't seen that episode, biologics that were smuggled in by a Chinese national. And then he goes, my girlfriend was going to study it at the University of Michigan. This was a biologic that would have wiped out our crop, by the way. Yeah, people probably would have starved if this thing went crazy. So if you haven't seen that episode, it's there for you. We just did it last week. And some of you might be like, wait, hold on, Kash Patel? Kash Patel caught a person bringing in biologics from China, smuggled through the airport? Yes. But you just said his girlfriend was going to research it at the University of Michigan. Why didn't Michigan just handle it? Well, you think that they're really going to research the biologics at the University of Michigan? Really? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. So there are terrorists here. Sarah Adams, codenamed Superbad, talked about it. And I just want to point out for those that are curious, like, well, how do you know all this? Because I'm in the loop. That's how. And not to mention, we are spotted on Legend's X page. If you're not familiar with Legend, he's the one that exposed Afghan-American U.S. Army veteran, has 62,000 followers. This is him on the Sean Ryan podcast. This is him. This is Legend. On Sean Ryan. Many of you know who Sean Ryan is. We're in this video. Yes, me in this video. This is the guy that said we're spending and giving the Taliban $40 to $80 million a week. Okay, we're in this video.
Afghanistan is a bulwark against Iran. What money? And
okay, we're in the video. I just got to find it. You're like, Brad, where is it? All right, we're in the video. And what's scary is, terrorists have seen this, but I'm in the video with like all the major congressmen.
Prove this, sending $40 million a week.
Stop giving our money to freaking terrorist organizations.
40.
So you got that's our little highlight. But that has those videos combined probably have 1 million views on X. So we get shouted out here or there. That was our 5 seconds of fame or 3 seconds of fame. Again, I got a lot of. I haven't even got into my own X page to show you guys the footage of what the heck's going on here. But here you go, an exclusive. ICE seizes illegal alien who tried to join ISIS after the Biden admin let him go. Now, you might be wondering, well, Brad, why'd you show us that clip? You just all of a sudden randomly started talking about terrorism. Well, as a transition into this little episode here. Now, that's a good guy. Want to join ISIS? No big deal. He thought it was probably some sort of service. Yes, community service, ISIS. Now, I don't have an acronym for it, but it's probably something. A Colombian illegal alien who attempted to join ISIS after being released into the country by Sleepy Joe has been captured by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. A 35-year-old illegal alien from Colombia entered the United States in Lukesville, Arizona on July 14, 2024. He was then apprehended by Customs and Border Protection, who found out he did not have a valid documentation. Oh, shocker. He was entered into removal proceedings, but was later released. You can't write the stuff, can you? He was apprehended and then released by the Biden administration. Oh, goody, into the interior. Oh, it's okay, honey. Yeah, go play at the local park with your friends. I used to do that all the time as a kid. Not with these psychos running around. Oh boy, they'll kidnap your kid and sell him onto the freaking the market. Yeah. Remember how Joey lost 340,000 kids? 340,000 kids to sex slavery and forced labor? Lovely. Bats is out here. Brad, we're over 500 this morning. Subscribers, 533. Thank you so much to everybody joining us. Appreciate that. Heck yeah. We got a lot of people joining us this fine morning. Love it. Appreciate everybody utilizing the Bald Brad Show to get your news. Thank you, Bets, for the highlight, and shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you. Love you. Follow us. We're growing here. We have 100,000 subscribers over at YouTube. We do this each and every morning. We're trying to bring you the truth. We're popping off on TikTok. Our videos are consistently getting 100,000, 250,000. Video last week got 1.4 million. Another one with almost 1 million. It's crazy. We're popping off right now. It's good. Finally, we're getting the recognition we deserve. Now, obviously, you know who I support. It's funny how I wear the correct flag every single day doing this show, but these psychos want to wave somebody else's flag. Well, then he tried to join ISIS. Oh, good. After Joe Biden let him in. As long as you're going to vote Democrat, come on in. Not a big deal. ICE learned from the Department of Justice in May that the Colombian illegal alien was in communication with social media account that claimed to arrange travel and combat training for those who want to join the Islamic terror organization. The social media account asked for illegal alien to record and send videos of himself pledging allegiance to ISIS, not to the United States. No, of course not. News of the Colombian's arrest comes from just after ICE arrested a suspected member of Al-Qaeda last month. Oh. I was told this wasn't happening. Remember? I heard it from Karine. I can actually name them. John Kirby, Jake Sullivan, Joe Biden, Karine Jean-Pierre, Jen Psaki, the entire legacy media outlet, Margaret Brennan, Kristen Welker. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's amazing how I could just pull it off the top of my head of all the people that said, there's no terrorists coming into the country. Remember how Karine Jean-Pierre said, they're not walking here, to Peter Doocy. Peter Doocy actually asked that question. She goes, Peter, that's so wrong. They're not walking across the border. And we were all dumbfounded. We were all dumb. We actually came out dumber listening to Karine Jean-Pierre talk. That man was a Russian national. We covered the story last week. Entered the United States by way of California in 2023 and was similarly paroled into the interior of the country under the Biden administration. It's amazing how just terrorists are making their way in here. And then the kicker is, when you try to deport them and arrest them, you have these Democrats taking to the streets, looting, lighting police vehicles on fire, and the whole gambit, because they love crime. The media love crime. The Democrats love crime. They love chaos. They will remove policies to make the crime more lucrative, like Prop 47, where it was a misdemeanor to steal anything over $950 worth of goods, which is why you had smash and grabs happening all across California, because our state is ran by a bunch of idiots. And some of you are asking, well, Brad, if you think it's so bad there, why do you still live here? Because somebody has to be here and still fight. Somebody has to be on the trenches taking grenades, and I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to take that. Oh, you're right. Okay, I get it. Because I love it. Give me in more. All right, well, the media are out here. The media are out here saying this. I'm sorry they weren't walking across the border. Have they been to Texas? Exactly, Shayla. Shout out to you. Good to see you. Good talking to you yesterday, by the way. Glad you're safe and sound. Yeah, they're not walking. Here's a report. Speaking of somebody from Texas, early on in the Biden administration, is the ranchers in Texas would always see bodies on their ranch because people came here illegally. You know, they might be starvation, maybe they got an infection or something. It all depends. And they'd find bodies every now and then on their property. Under the Biden administration, they were finding bodies left and right on their property because these people were perishing on the trip over here. And Joey's like, bring more, bring me more. Well, ABC suspends reporter over late night screed against Stephen Miller and Trump. Oh, what? Disney did something? Disney suspended somebody for something they said was probably crazy. I haven't seen this. If anybody's new here, we do reactionary commentary here. If you haven't figured that out already, meaning I pull up articles of headlines, but we go through them together as an audience. A lot of podcasters, influencers, is that the way you want to call them? They will read it beforehand and give you like all this history behind it. I ain't doing that. You can do it yourself. We're bringing you reactionary commentary so we go through this together and experience the psychoness of the Democrat Party and the progressive left. Bunch of psychos. Look at this. Here's one for he looks like a psycho. Jesus. All right. ABC News senior national correspondent Terry has been suspended as he faced intense backlash for lashing out at White House aide Stephen Miller, who we're a big fan of here. We're Stephen Miller fanboys here. Love it. And President Donald Trump in a late night social media diatribe. In a now deleted post asks, why'd you delete it? Is it because your company told you to? Is because Disney didn't like it? The mouse wasn't into it? Morin described Miller as a world-class hater who eats his hate for spiritual nourishment. What a psycho, dude. Who writes stuff like that? What a weirdo. He also Trump a world-class hater just months after being chided by the president during a combative interview in the Oval Office. Oh, we have it. Oh, of course you do, JD. Isn't JD great? JD Vance is awesome. I love the guy. So JD says this, maybe the best vice president of modern history. I don't know. He's up there. And ABC journalist Terry Morin, I'm getting all giddy. Can you tell I'm getting all giddy? Damn you, JD, we love you. Start flashing your tits and stuff. Just posted the absolute vile smear of Stephen Miller. It's all the guys start doing it. Yeah, it's like, calm down in the chat. Stephen Miller smears, it's dripping with hatred. Remember that every time you watch ABC's coverage of the Trump administration, I was told, JD, they're unbiased. They're like CNN. ABC's like CNN. We're told CNN is the most I almost said the truth, right? Almost untrustworthy news. That's what almost came out of my mouth. Freudian slip. CNN says they're the most trustworthy. I can't even say it. It's not even supposed to be a joke. It's just funny that they say it still. CNN. Forgive me. You're like, this guy's a little weird. Yeah. Bring you the entertainment. Who else brings you the entertainment at 6:58 in the morning? I do. It's what you need. You don't need coffee. You need the Bald Brad Show, baby. Hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah, we get frisky here and we get a little crazy. He just said he's going to flash his tits. CNN says, we're trustworthy news. Anywho, as it happens, I know Stephen quite well, and he's motivated by love of country. Of course he is. Stephen's great. He's motivated by fear. He's motivated by fear that people like Terry Morin, what an idiotic name that is, makes rules that normal Americans have to follow, but well-connected people don't. So here's Terry. Let's read it. Haven't seen it before, but we're going to experience this all together. Let's see what this intellectual Terry has to say. He's on TV. We're supposed to believe. Unbiased guy. Unbiased. The thing about Stephen Miller is not that he is the brains behind Trumpism. He is one of the people who conceptualizes the impulses of the Trumpist movement and translates them into policy. But that's not what's interesting about Miller. It's not brains, it's bile. Miller is a man who richly endowed with the capacity for hatred. He's a world-class hater. You could see this just by looking at him, because you can see the hatreds are his spiritual nourishment. Oh, you guys see what I did there? He eats hate. Trump is a world-class hater, but his hatred only a means to an end, and then end his own glorification. That's his spiritual nourishment. What an idiot. What an idiot. Terry, you suck. And you know what? ABC knows that you suck. ABC should apologize to Stephen. Well, he was suspended. Stephen Miller himself said the most important fact about Terry's full public meltdown is what it shows about the corporate press in America. Correct. Yeah, they're biased. They're all biased. They're all left-wing psychos. They're all nut jobs out there. For decades, the privileged anchors and reporters narrating and gatekeeping our society have been radicals adopting a journalist pose. Oh, Terry pulled off his mask. That is correct. Correct. Another one, another win for Stephen. We love Stephen. Stephen, tell them how gross they are. I love it. That was my Trump impression for those that are new here. I'm working on it. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's something that needs to be, congratulated for, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Stephen, I love you. You're the best around. Everybody's something to see me now. You're the best around. All right. Again, welcome. This is how we roll here. Believe it or not, a lot of people watch the show. Yes. Yes, I know. Yes, they do. You may not think they do. Oh, but they do. We got hundreds watching us. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Well, gang members, sex offenders, and more. Here's who ICE actually picked up during LA raids. Now, why is this article so important? It's important because this is what they are protesting against. This is exactly what they're fighting against, meaning they want to have gang members, sex offenders, and more running the streets of LA. That's what they love. It's the wild, you guys, they're almost salivating when you talk to the Democrats here where I live in California. They salivate over this stuff. And when you bring up the fact that you're removing criminals, they get all upset. And then their Trump derangement syndrome starts going off and acts all crazy. And then they will take, when you're talking about the victims, like you're talking about some little girl that had an evil act committed against her. And you're like, man, isn't that terrible? I mean, her life is ruined. Her dating life is messed up. She's cognitively going to be screwed. She's going to have to get help. Like she went through a terrible, heinous event. You're talking about a victim that had an act committed against them by an illegal alien that was terrible. But what they will do, and I've lived here my entire life. I talk to them all the time. It's not hard to run into a Democrat in Southern California. They will make the person that did the evil act, did the evil, gross act upon that little girl, they're the victim. They'll make this person the victim. I know. I'm right there with you. Crazy, psycho, not well, mentally off, deranged, psych ward behavior. Even as violent protesters swarm immigration and customs enforcement agents, again, we got more clips to cover here. We're going to be here for hours, attacking federal agents and their vehicles with bricks and other projectiles. The ICE agents were able to successfully detain and even begin to deport a number of dangerous criminal aliens who were the targets of raids throughout the Los Angeles area. This needs to continue today. I don't have my watch on right now, but it's 7:04 a.m. here in Southern California. I want to see ICE vehicles throughout the streets of LA just sprouting out, taking out these scummy criminals. Fox News national correspondent Bill, which we love here, and I still can't get his name correct after 4.5 years, reported late Saturday on several who had already been arrested by ICE, laying out a list. Oh, here we go. Here's a list. Oh, Bill hooked us up. Can you believe? Bill does his job well. Here we go. Let's see who the Democrats are losing their minds for. God, it might be like something similar to the Maryland man that was human trafficking people and a part of MS-13. Federal sources ID some of the criminal illegal alien targets ICE arrested in their LA operation yesterday. Okay. They include multiple gang members, convicted sex offenders, violent gun offenders, and drug offenders. One has already been deported, they include. Wow, that was quick. Jesus, Tom. Settle down, Tom. I love it. You have this guy. I'm not going to bother reading their names. Screw him. A national of the Philippines who has prior convictions of sexual penetration with a foreign object. assault with an intent to commit, I can't read that word, but it starts with R and it ends with ape, and burglary, all in California. Excuse me. I almost threw up. It's so evil, my digestive system wants to come out. A Mexican national, also known gang member with a convictions for sexual battery, receiving stolen property and theft in Los Angeles. Guess they got me. What else we got here? Previously deported Mexican national and known gang member with convictions for assault with a deadly weapon and possessing drug paraphernalia. Well, what's wrong with that? Oh, these are good people. Now they're Maryland man. Yep. Yep. Oh, you'll be sitting next to this guy at your church service on Sunday, folks. Oh, was it the tattoos that were the dead giveaway here? A Mexican national with a conviction for assault with a deadly weapon causing great bodily injury in LA. Oh, these are good people. Great people. Oh, we got more. Oh, just when you thought we were done. Oh, we have more. Okay. Bill, you freaking great. Okay. A Mexican national aggravated felon with prior convictions for conspiracy to transport an illegal alien. He was deported today. Well, that's good. An Ecuadorian national with conviction for conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute 5 kilos of cocaine on a vessel in Florida. Good guy. Oh, he's trying to feed his family. Yeah. I was told by Kamala Harris they came over here because of climate change. Yeah, it's drought and famine where they're coming from, so they're going to come over here and sell drugs. Not get a normal job like the rest of us. Not come here legally like everybody else had to do. But no, they're going to give your kids a little bit of Coke, a little 5 kilo, little wowzers, little grass-fed, little Bazazzle, you know what I mean? The little black reefer, you know, the San Diego Kush, the little uppers and downies, right? The little wowsy sauce. Right? Like, for those that actually do like I don't do drugs. Like, I barely take ibuprofen. Okay, come at me, huh? Somebody were like, Brad, what are you doing? like, can we stop? You don't need to do that, brother. Like, I actually do drugs. We don't call it that, okay? A Mexican national with a conviction for firing a gun at an occupied dwelling in OC. Battery on spouse, willful child cruelty in Orange County, DUI in Orange County. I can't believe this list just keeps never ending. And assault with a firearm in Orange County. He has a deportation order since 2020. Oh, good guy. Yeah. He has a workman vest on. Yep. So how did this Mexican national with convictions get a job when his deportation order? Weird. Just weird. Huh. Wow. Oh, it's great. So that's what they're fighting over, you guys. They're burning down buildings. I should say looting. I haven't seen a building on fire yet, I don't think. I've definitely seen a lot of cars, which we'll get to. But there's some deranged behavior by Gavin Newsom. The guy's just a sleazy scumbag, man. I'll tell this to his face. He's sleazy. Gavin Newsom declares war on Pete Hegseth, gets more than he bargained for. Gavin Newsom declared war on Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Saturday after Hegseth announced that he's going to place active duty Marines on high alert and say, look, you don't clean up the streets, I will for you. Look, Gavin Newsom will clean up the streets for the Chinese Xi Jinping to come in. Y'all remember that one? You have human feces and homeless all over the streets of LA. We talked about it endlessly for the last 4.5 years. All over LA. Feces, pee-pee, caca, homeless people masturbating in front of your kid at eye level. Oh, he'll clean it up for communists. Of course he will. Not for Americans. Not with your tax dollars will he keep the streets clean and safe. But for a communist president, he'll lay out the red carpet. He will lick the ground with his tongue. That's how much he wants it clean for Xi. He will, like Joey licking his ice cream. Newsom first attacked President Donald Trump for invoking the Insurrection Act, but I was told he didn't. Yeah, no, there's people commenting on my video on TikTok. Oh, this didn't happen. Thousands of views. Oh, it didn't happen. Gotcha. Okay. Which allows the president to deploy American service members domestically for law enforcement purposes under the specific conditions, generally put down insurrections or quell rebellions when local law enforcement officials lack the capacity or resources to effectively manage the situation, or just be told not to do anything at all. By who? This nut job. This guy sucks. Again, this guy and the Democrats in the state of California, we got a lot of people from the state of California that watch the show. Get ready for your gas bill per gallon to go up close to 65 cents or more, because every single Democrat in the state of California, every single one, unanimously voted against a bill that would stop this from happening. Meaning Democrats unanimously voted to have your gas prices increase 65 cents. They're saying, well, it's only going to increase 5 to 8 cents. I don't care. How about not increase at all? And that's just for the climate change policy. Wait till the 2 refineries close down. Oh, GG over there, or over here, I should say. The National Guard is taking over the federal government is taking over California National Guard and deploying 2,000 soldiers in Los Angeles, not because there's a shortage of law enforcement, but because they want a spectacle. Don't give them one. Never use violence. Speak peacefully. Yeah. No, that messaging is killing it out here, Gavin. Just doing absolute wonders, you idiot. Pete Hegseth, the violent mob assaults on ICE and federal law enforcement are designed to prevent the removal of criminal illegal aliens from our soil. Correct, because he's trying to remove terrorists, people that are raping your kids. But Democrats love that. They love going after the kids. Age does not matter to them whatsoever. They love the children. They'll give them hormone enhancers, puberty blockers. They'll lop off their genitals without you ever knowing. Yeah, they'll gender affirm, folks. They'll gender affirm your kid in the public education system in California and never tell you anything about it. All the while, your kid's coming home wearing somebody's underwear, but yet he's a boy. Yep, he's wearing some girl's underwear that you don't know about, just under his shorts. Ugh. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate you. We got a lot of people watching the show, which is always great to see. We're on X. We're on all social media. Links are all in the description. We're on TikTok. TikTok's blowing up for us, which is great. We're on X. We're on YouTube. We're on Rumble. We got a website, baldbrad.com. I have to plug my own stuff, folks, because if I don't, nobody's going to do it for me. We have baldbrad.com. We have a website here. It will take you to my store, my book. We got episodes. We got articles. We got all sorts of goodies for you over here. If you're not familiar, I am an author. We have a book, Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. If you're a fan of Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, Joe Rogan, all the great guys that have podcasts, this book is designed for you then. This book is great. I wrote a book that I would want to read. I read quite a bit. So a lot of you are loving this. You get on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart in some cases. I mean, hell, you could buy it anywhere practically. But Amazon has the best deals usually. Hardcover, paperback, Kindle, get it everywhere. You're going to love it. We have 5 stars on Amazon. You guys are buying this up like hotcakes. That's crazy what you guys are doing. Appreciate you support me. Really do. Really, really, really do. And then we have a store. Might as well plug this as well. If you like patriotic merch and you want to support a conservative, we got a mug that everybody drinks out of in the morning because we are a morning show. I got my own mug here. And then we also got a lot of merch you guys are buying up. We got women's merch. We got like 50-50 women to men ratio here. And yeah, just a bunch of goodies for you. Please don't feel like you have to. If you want to donate too, it's there. We got a donation tab at our website. Again, I just plug this only because I'm just here. I'm just doing this as a hobby. Don't feel like you have to. But we got weekly, monthly donations. Appreciate Bets tossing a donation over there, a dono over at Rumble. Appreciate you. Also, those that are donating over at YouTube, appreciate all of you. But it helps support the show. I'm just one man here. I work 2-3 jobs. That's not an exaggeration. Got to pay the bills. But all help is greatly appreciated. You're like, well, Brad, where's all the footage? You know what? Let's get to some footage, and then I'll come back to. I just whacked myself in the head. We'll get back to the articles themselves. So we got plenty of stuff. So here's Tom Homan this morning talking about God bless President Trump for sending in the National Guard. He's absolutely correct here. This is breaking this morning.
God bless President Trump for sending the National Guard. The National Guard here to protect property, protect life, protect our officers, and protect civilians. You've seen the video. This city's burning. It's out of control because of the weak leadership of Democrats here in the state and frankly, in the United States Congress. So I salute President Trump for sending the National Guard to protect life and property. God bless President Trump.
He's absolutely correct. God bless Trump, man. If we didn't have him, who only knows? This thing would have escalated way beyond. Here's a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn. This is always great. Oh, this is fun. Nothing to see here. Mostly peaceful, guys. That's what we're told. There's another Mexican flag for you. The same people, mind you, again, I keep pointing this out. It's crazy how, what is it called? The Khalifa, the same headgear and scarf that Hamas wears. It just so happens that they're all around these protests, just stuff on fire. It's the same people that are all about climate change, right? Greta Thunberg, you're destroying the country. You're going to ruin the world. We're going to be dead in 2 years. All these same people are the climate protesters burning. I mean, look at the amount of smoke that's going in the air. The pollutants. You don't hear any of the climate change people coming out saying, what are you doing? You're polluting the air. Where's all the global warming people? Where's all the climate people at? Where are they complaining about any of this? Crickets. Crickets. In the same way that Black Lives Matter destroyed our cities, crickets. In the same way Barack Obama doing mass deportations didn't see any of this. It's funny how that all works, huh? Oh, I got plenty. You know, we might as well keep it like this. Oh, here we go. Looters stealing a bunch of Nikes.
Can I get a pair of shoes too?
Looting a Nike store. A sneaker store.
I'm not doing shit. Yo, grab me a shirt. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Does anybody see this kid? This kid can't be older than 12 years old stealing stuff. Looks like he stole a shirt. This kid cannot be, unless it's a small person. I mean, it could be a dwarf. This kid can't be older than like 12. That's insane.
Man, let me just get a shirt up in here, dog. I watch your bike. Yeah, I got you, bro. Hey, whoa, bike. He's like, I need all that. What the fuck? He's got boxes, Jordans. Well, they're wild the fuck out here. The guys going to the cash register? Yeah, boys!
By the way, the guy that's streaming this is a complete loser. Hilarious, that's stealing stuff. What an idiot. And these are the type of streamers we puppet up. Our society's so effed. So here's another place being looted. Multiple businesses are being looted in downtown. All in the namesake of criminals, by the way. So criminals supporting other criminals, I suppose.
This protest, or not taking part in the protest.
I believe this is the same store that was looted that we just saw a closer image of. It's kind of all dispersed, but LAPD comes in and does absolutely nothing.
Protest, but perhaps exploiting it.
Late to the scene as usual.
For their own ends, like people you see here that are looting this store. They're stealing sneakers, and they're going to be selling them. And they're being caught on video from various locations on both sides of the street. And so there's a good chance that their faces will be recognized and that their little spree of theft.
I don't know if this is where... So LAPD would roll up here later, but, you know, they're off, I guess, doing other stuff. No big deal. Remember how I told you that they weren't just destroying the barriers? They are... We're going to be on this page for a while, so I might as well zoom in for you guys. What they're doing is now they're chiseling away at the curbs to get rocks to throw at police officers. So look how much of the curb was chiseled away. You can see the rebar sticking out that they've been chiseling away and taking so much crap from this thing. Another headscarf. Lovely. Oh, here's more. I think this is the LAPD building. Yeah, LAPD headquarters got their windows smashed up in downtown Los Angeles as anti-ICE protests continue. Look at this, huh? You all see a common theme here. You have a bunch of people that don't want to assimilate to this country, to our creed, our values. They want to commit violence, but don't worry, it's not an invasion. Don't worry, your country's not being destroyed from the inside out, you guys. It's a small fringe group of people. Yeah, your country's not going to get destroyed. You continue to allow this to happen, you're not going to have a country. You want to have 25 million people do this to your country? I'm tired of it, man. I'm really tired of it. I mean, it's so wild in LA. This bus right here is, oh God, I can't remember the name of the line. It's like Flyway, I think is what it's called. I think this bus line's called Flyway. There's people. This whole bus is loaded with people. This is the bus that takes tourists to the airport. Oh, goody. Hey, mommy, we're going to Los Angeles to see all the celebrities. We're going to see Hollywood. This is going to be so fun. And then you're in a war-torn area and your bus is being tagged up and stuff thrown at them as you're driving by. It's physically on its way to the airport. And this is what they're doing to it. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? Isn't this the wild? I've never seen anything like that. Dude's tagging up the bus as it's making a left-hand turn. So for those on audio, think of like a massive Greyhound bus transporting, I don't know, 100 people being tagged up in the middle of the street as it's at a red light waiting for a left-hand turn. Another Mexican flag, another Mexican flag, another Mexican flag. Love it. But gee, when we call out the fact that, you know, all these people are Mexicans doing crazy stuff, not all of them, but a lot of them, you know, oh, you're racist. It's like, then why are you wearing the Mexican flag everywhere? You know, you saw a bunch of black people looting the Foot Locker. I mean, there's no shocker there, right? There's a stereotype for you. There's, I guess, a lot of people running around with oversized shoes at work today. At work, yeah. Brad, they don't work. So here's explosives being thrown at LAPD. Always great. Just crazy. Look at this. I'm just gonna keep calling out Mexican flags all day. I still have, as anybody, I'm telling you, we got hundreds of people watching this show, right? If you look at all platforms. Anybody, for the life of you, has anybody seen an American flag yet? How many? We've been watching video for an hour and a half straight. Has anybody seen an American flag yet? I actually saw one yesterday. This is cool. Oh, that's a dumpster burning video. That's always fun. Oh, there's another Mexican flag. Huh. You look at that. It's like, if I had $1 for every Mexican flag, can we do this? Can you guys donate $1 for every Mexican flag we spot? I'll be rich. If you can support us by hitting that like button, we got hundreds of people watching over at Rumble and we got 37 thumbs up. What's going on? And YouTube, we got a lot of people watching over there as well. YouTube 79. YouTube's killing it. Thank you to everybody over at YouTube. Screw you guys over at Rumble. I'm just kidding. Actually, I love Rumble. That's our main place. It's our main hub. It's our home. So maybe hit that like button for me, please. It helps support the show. All righty. We got more here. We got more for you, folks. You're having a good time. Hit that like button. Let me know, by the way, if you're new to my channel, let us know in the chat. We would love to highlight you. Like Kenneth Reynolds, I haven't seen you before, but the van went for a long time racing around before being stopped. Absolutely correct. So Kenneth's in the news. We love you, Kenneth. Thank you for joining our show today. Appreciate you. Again, if you're new here, we want to call you out. We got a lot of patriots in the chat that love this country. If you're a patriot, you don't have to be a Trump supporter. We got a lot of independents that watch this show as well. Obviously, I voted for Trump 3 times. Speaking of Trump, look at this tweet. And I'm proud of it. I love the guy. We were one of the few people streaming when the assassination attempt happened. So a lot of us went through that together. It's probably why we have a bond that's so close. But we're big Trump supporters here, but we're also a lot of independents in the chat. So you don't have to just be a registered Republican to be with us. We just love this country and we want what's best for it. So this I spotted late last night. I was probably up till 11 o'clock, which is late for me. extremely late because I wake up about 4:30 to do this show in the morning. So I only got like 5 hours of sleep. I know, poor me, poor me. Trump says, looking really bad in LA, bring in the troops. So I was waiting all night for this to happen. I was like, okay, we're going to bring in the Blackhawks, baby. We're going to be bringing it down, playing like the, you know, the song they used, I can't play it, but there's a song that's always they play when you do like the Vietnam movies. You guys know what I'm talking about. The shows like the Blackhawks flying in. Wow. And then Cash says this, just so we're clear, this FBI needs no one's permission to enforce the Constitution. My responsibility is to the American people, not political punchlines. LA is under siege for marauding criminals, and we will restore law and order. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Yeah, but I'm not really seeing much in the way of a lot of arrests happening, to be fair. Oh, look at this. This is California in 1965, right? You're on the beaches with your pull down Mustang. What is that, like a 65 Mustang or something? 66? That's a nice car. And you get the babes in the back, right? You got the surfboards, the longboards. This is what California used to look like, maybe on the beaches of Seal Beach, Newport, who knows? And then now you got Mexican takes over in LA. That's progress. No, this is progress. What do you mean? 60 years of progress for the Democrats, just killing it. Yeah, that was perfect. So anyways, here's Scott. We always love Scott on CNN. He's single-handedly keeping this station afloat.
States' rights and, you know, allowing states to handle their internal affairs and not have the federal government just kind of stick the hand in there and say, we're going to take all your money away. That, by the way, you as taxpayers paid for.
In this case, states' rights would mean, I guess, allowing UCLA to continue to operate Jew exclusion zones on their campus. We called it alleged anti-Semitism. This has been one of the worst places in the country on college campuses for the mistreatment and terrorism of Jewish students. That's number one.
Why doesn't he just address that?
He is addressing that.
No, I mean, meaning like actually deal with the school and address those problems of anti-Semitism. Why is the threat expanding and metastasizing to the entire state?
Well, this is the state school system. So, I mean, he's making it known that the state of California has not done. That actually is even more to the point. It's a state school system. You're identifying problems that potentially happened on a campus of a massive state school system. I think to try to downplay what happened out there is a mistake.
Why is
she doesn't care, Scott? Are you kidding me? It's no different than the media during the White House press briefings when Caroline stands up there for like 15 minutes straight and shows you person after person after person after person that's done heinous, criminal, evil, disgusting acts against Americans. And they just sit there and look at her with no remorse, not a care in the world. And they'll ask some stupid, dopey question after. The media doesn't care one bit. She doesn't care. She sold her soul a long time ago.
Is Trump sort of taking a sledgehammer to something that is like a tiny little thing that he needs to just address in a concerted way?
I do not agree that what happened on the campuses is a tiny little thing. And I think to get people's attention,
a targeted approach to the issue that you are identifying.
This is an approach to the issue. It is targeted. It's targeted at the state that allowed it. And regarding the other issue with the transgender athletes, the president signed an executive order on this. The administration has a legal point of view about it. And they told states, if you permit this punishment of girls who are trying to play their sports, we're going to come after you. So they were warned. They chose to move forward with it anyway. Even the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has expressed some, misgivings about having transgender athletes in these competitions, but he wouldn't step in and do anything about it. So I think the state of California, for a lot of reasons, deserves what they're getting today, and hopefully it leads to some behavior modification.
How do you, as the president, target an entire state because you disagree with two things that happened there? That makes no sense to me, and I don't think it should make sense to any of us.
It's because anti-Semitism should not be condoned.
Why is anti-Semitism the only prejudice that matters? Why does it feel like that?
It's not. But the intent.
Whoa. Like, holy crap, you said something crazy.
It does.
I'll tell you. Hold on one second here. I got to tell you, I'm a Jewish American. I've been so my entire life. I'm not exactly the most religious guy in the world.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, as a Jewish American, I have been so sick of every single time that there's been hate against Jewish folks that all of a sudden, well, the hate against other minorities is just as bad and we should elevate that as well. I'm not saying that we shouldn't talk about it, but sometimes it is okay just to talk about anti-Semitism.
It is okay to talk about it, but it's not.
Isn't it remarkable that we had to listen to, how black people are always oppressed and held down? We've had to listen to it for hundreds of years. And basically, if we've had to listen to how Jews have been oppressed for since the 40s. So there's a massive disparity in time between how long we've had to listen to one over the other. And by the way, I think we should listen to both. I'm not saying we shouldn't listen to it, but it's just remarkable how the Jews are being completely just destroyed in terms of hate coming against them at a greater proportion than black people are by polls and statistics. I know, God forbid, we actually use statistics around here. And well, how possibly could we be talking about this? My people are still oppressed. It's depending on what black proportion you're looking at or black population, they're out competing like everybody else in this country. What the hell are you talking about? Beth says, hey, Brad, I support you. Yeah, I know you support me. Did something happen? Did I miss something in the chat? I must have missed something. I don't know. I think I gave you the shout out, right? For the money. Is that what you're talking about? Did I miss something, Bats? Let me know. I miss you, girl. I miss you too. All right. Look at this burned kiosk. Yeah, it's always fun. Look at these kids tagging. Just everybody spray painting everything. Wild. And here, I don't know if she's speaking in Spanish, but I guess allegedly this came from James Woods. So a foreign head of state is calling for mobilization against the United States and has foreign nationals on our soil attacking federal officers in the execution of their duties. I was told, and I haven't confirmed this myself, so take it with a grain of salt, please. Maybe source it out. We'll see if we can do it live on the show. I was told that she is basically egging on the things that are happening right now.
Porque de ser necesario nos vamos a movilizar, porque no queremos que haya impuestos a las remesas de nuestros paisanos, de Estados Unidos a México.
She can't even keep her own country in line. So here's what I was talking about. See this headscarf? It's the same people that are pro-Hamas. You see that guy just took it? You see that water bottle come in? Usually those are frozen water bottles. You're going to see a water bottle fly in and hit him right here in the shoulder. Watch this. Boom. Now, this guy has flashbangs attached to his hip. You see these right here, these canisters? Yeah. How about you go right here? I'm going to give this guy a little bit of a tip here. And any one of these people in front of you, take that canister and pump it right into their chest. Now, you might kill them. So maybe don't do that. But something would be nice. Maybe taking that baton and just boom, just right in their teeth. You have to get it. You have to get it right here. And you're going to knock out about 3 or 4 of these bad boys. My teeth are fake. These 3 are hockey right here. These are all fake. That's why one tooth is longer than the other. Teeth are kind of yellow. Jesus, who is going to tell me? That's what happens when you drink a lot of coffee, do a morning show, folks. Oh, baby. Get him. Kick his ass. Kick his ass. Did you see that strike? We'll go back. Don't worry, we'll go back. A lot of you missed it. You might have looked away. This dude right here, the freaking Cookie Monster, gets nailed in the side of the head. Watch this. This person here, right here, it's coming. Right here, Cookie Monster. This guy's gonna, right here, bam! Oh my God. This person's feeling that today. My dad used to be a cop, and I felt these before. Some of them are all metal. Some of them are wood, but some of them are metal. God, it's like the metal and the mag lights. Oh, that's good. And right in the ear and jaw too. Ooh. Sucker. Folks, we've been streaming for 1:35 and we found our first American flag out of all the video we've watched. Huh. We did it. It's right here. I know you can barely see it because it's being, covered by all the Mexican flags, but there is an American flag right there. They'll probably use it to burn later. Don't worry. I got footage of that as well. Don't you worry. So it's no wonder all the countries in the Middle East don't want to take in the Palestinians It's no wonder. Gee, maybe they'll do this to their country. They don't put up with the crap like we do. No, we'll put up with crap like this. So this is the 101 freeway. This would be the 101 coming southbound side. The northbound's on the other side. So you take northbound to get in LA, obviously. You take southbound to come in out of LA. So I've driven this, I don't even know how many times in my life. The same exact spot, probably the same exact lane. And they're near a bridge. And lit a LAPD squad car on fire. This is great. So who pays for this? We do. Oh, goody. So I'm going to get more to this scene in just a little bit here. I'm not going anywhere, but I have other angles of this. I got a lot of angles of this footage. This is, by the way, this isn't like a street, you guys. This is a highway where you drive 65, 70 miles an hour, like 5-6 lanes across. It's a big highway, big highway. So you would think like, well, where's all the Democrats coming out? That's a great thing about doing social media posts is you get to see a lot of what the left says, and then I get to take what they say and present it all to you. Oh, well, what Democrats are for this? Well, I don't know. Maxine Waters, Cory Booker. You got Hakeem Jeffries, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, Karen Bass, Adam Schiff. I mean, those are just off the top of my head. Should I continue? Cory Booker spins LA riots as peaceful. So the reason why I wanted to at least show you some clips before and then take a little bit of a breaky break and do some articles and then show you some more clips of the destruction, and I got more after this, is because this is all peaceful. Yep, peaceful. The anti-ICE demonstrations in and around Los Angeles have been peaceful, Cory Booker says. Oh, so I told you, I hold up this cup and they will tell you this is a red cup. This cup is red, even though reality says it's black and white. Reality says this cup's black and white. Nut jobs like Cory Booker and the rest of the Democrat Party that have their heads so far up their ass, they'll tell you it's red. Oh, they'll tell you something different. Regardless of whether you've seen it with your own eyes. It's a lived experience. It's my truth. They'll tell you different. So Booker seemed to take a page out of CNN's mostly peaceful playbook from the 2020 after President Donald Trump deployed the National Guard to Los Angeles over the weekend. Trump criticized California Governor Gavin Newsom and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, both Democrats, by the way, for not being able to contain the chaos as videos and media reports documented. So we're seeing everything take place, but it's always nice to get it from the horse's mouth, right? The guy looks like a psycho as it is, but here he is. Here he is. I can't believe it.
Reality is we see peaceful protests launching in Los Angeles. And again, any violence against police officers should not be accepted. Local authorities can handle that. But remember, a lot of these peaceful protests are being generated because the President of the United States is sowing chaos and confusion by arresting people who are showing up for their immigration hearings. The reality...
He was even struggling getting out the truth. Yeah. Yeah, they just coming in and, just arresting everybody. Gotcha. Yep. Oh, it's Trump's fault. So not only is he claiming it's peaceful, but he's also blaming it on Donald Trump. You want to know why they blame it on Donald Trump? They blame it on Trump because they don't have to face the reality that they're the ones that are causing the chaos. Because the moment that you have to recognize that the fact that you're causing the chaos, guess who's the problem? You are, because you're the one that's creating the chaos, because you're the one that's doing it. Don't blame some other dude on the other end of the country that's in the Oval Office for crimes that are being committed by illegal aliens and some American citizens here in the state of California, specifically Los Angeles. Why don't you blame the people that are lighting vehicles on fire, lighting, law enforcement vehicles on fire, dumpsters, all sorts of stuff, attacking federal officers as well? Why don't you blame those people, Cory? But you can't, because it's always your party doing crazy stuff. Your party's been doing crazy stuff since its inception. That's why you're the party of the Klan. You're the party of anti-civil rights. If it wasn't for the Republican Party, you wouldn't have enough votes for it. Thank God that we have the Republican Party that's always willing to show up and figure stuff out. Now we're always cleaning up your mess. So here's another mess, Cory, that we got to clean up for the Democrat Party. We had to clean up Black Lives Matter protests. We had to clean up Antifa's protests. We had to clean up Chaz and Chop out there in Portland, Oregon. And then we also had to clean up freaking all the other areas like Chicago and other places. We always got to come in and save the day because the Democrats got to destroy it. We just got done watching Joe Biden crap his pants for 4 years and also take a crap and dump on the entire country. And now here we are having Donald Trump come back in. We got to clean up the mess. It's a common theme we see here. It's a remarkable thing. Always got to clean up the mess. But don't worry, Democrats will clean up messes. It's only for the communists and the illegal immigrants they'll do so for. But they'll freak out over anything else that's trying to protect our country. God forbid. Terrible, I know. Just so bad what Donald Trump is doing. Donald Trump is trying to make America safe, and it's so despicable. Bunch of idiots. They are idiots. I don't care who they are. They're idiots. And by the way, nothing I'm saying here is outlandish. I just want to point out, I'm just an average Joe like the rest of you. I got a camera and a microphone. I do this inside a closet. I don't have a corporation paying me off or nothing. This is just me. Just me, baby. I'm the only one that does this. Thankfully, we got a few moderators in the chat that offer their time. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. But outside of that, just me. Why is it so bad to get rid of criminals that are harming our children and murdering our women and attacking federal agents and police officers and burning down our buildings and looting and smashing? Like, why is that so bad? Can somebody explain that to me, that we're deporting terrorists? Like, and also, when did Democrats start just totally getting behind terrorism? 10 years ago? Like, when was it? Was it Barack Obama when he gave $1 billion cash on pallets to the Iranians that support terrorism? Was that when it kicked off? Or was it when Joey decided to give $40 to $80 million to the Taliban? Was that? I don't know when, but they salivate over it. They love it. They get all giddy. Crazy, man. Okay. If I had to paint a picture for you of how excited Democrats in the state of California get over this looting, the crime, the illegal aliens and stuff like that, think about an 8-year-old girl as an arm's length from Joe Biden. Just think how giddy Joe Biden gets. You would think the guy has Parkinson's because he starts shaking. He gets so excited. That's how the Democrats are in the state. They love this stuff. They're psychos. They're freaks. Kamala Harris backs LA protest after rioters attack federal officers. Oh. So wait, I was told this wasn't happening. So we saw Cory Booker, excuse me, Busher. That's funny. He just said it's peaceful. Okay, well, here's another one maybe. Former vice president, excuse me, who slipped, declared on Sunday that she is supporting the anti-ICE protests in and around Los Angeles, claiming the demonstrations have been overwhelmingly peaceful, despite the violent clashes that all of you just saw with your own eyes. Again, the cup is red according to Democrats. Although you're seeing, I know, trust me. There's not a shred of red on this. Black and white, I know. Democrats, though, it's red. Maybe to some it's blue. Maybe it's rainbow colored for all I know. Harris, who has a home in Los Angeles, has been mulling a run for the governor of California, said in a statement that she is appalled at what we are witnessing on the streets of our city. But instead of focusing on how troublemakers hurled rocks, concrete, fireworks at federal officers and their vehicles, Harris took the opportunity to criticize who? Donald Trump. It's always Trump's fault. The dude's out there on the other side of the country. Yeah, Trump's the one that's burning down buildings and cities and cars and dumpsters and stuff, like Black Lives Matter when he was first president. And now here, yeah, no, it's Trump doing it. Does she have an actual tweet here? All right, we got to find the quote in this article. Deploying the National Guard is a dangerous escalation. Oh, meant to provoke chaos. Not fix it, not squash it. In addition to recent ICE raids in Southern California and across our nation, it is part of the Trump administration's it's cruel to go in and protect people and their businesses and their property. Calculated agenda to spread panic and division. It's not spreading panic and division to have these illegal immigrants raping and murdering our women and children. That's not a problem. You know what I mean? Taking our jobs, siphoning from our systems so our taxes are more. We're having to compete with them at a greater level than ever before. That's not spreading panic and or division. Nah, not a big deal. This administration's actions are not about public safety. They're about stoking fear of a community demanding dignity and due process. So unbelievable. Let's just completely look past all the terrorist acts. Let's look past all the freaking stuff that we just watched for the last hour and 45 minutes. We'll turn a blind eye to that. Oh my God, he's attacking a police officer. Oh, it's okay. He's cruel. Trump is cruel. Trump is terrible. Freaking A, man, these people. Harris extolled protesting as a powerful tool, essential in the fight for justice. See, that's how they play it off. All this peaceful protesting, for those on audio, don't worry, I put that in air quotes for you. Yeah, no, this is for justice. See, justice is dignified. Burning vehicles, harassing federal agents, doing all this crime, looting, taking shoes, whatever it may be, tagging up stuff. It's justified behavior. Why? Because they're oppressed. They're not getting their due process. They're not getting the rights that they deserve as illegal immigrants. And as the LAPD mayor and governor have noted, demonstrations in defense of our immigrant neighbors have been overwhelmingly peaceful. I continue to support the millions of Americans who are standing up to protect our most fundamental rights and freedoms. It's amazing. This whole thing kicked off because they're deporting criminals, terrorists, by the way, gang members that are killing people, raping people, sexually abusing Americans. And she has the balls. I could continue to support the millions of Americans who are standing up to protect our most fundamental rights and freedoms. No, you're not. What about the little girl down the street that's fucked up for life? How about you go and talk to her? Let me know how that one works out for you. There was a lady that was attacked. Let me see if I can find the clip for you. I got so many clips. There was a lady that was attacked yesterday who was, I believe she was Hispanic, yelling at the protesters, saying that I think it was her husband, a family member, was killed by an illegal alien. And they beat the crap out of her. They attacked her. You can't write it. You can't make it up. You can't. The protesters and rioters attacked, I believe, a Hispanic woman. I'm speculating on that. As she was telling the people in the crowd that her husband or somebody, family member, somebody she knew was killed by an illegal immigrant. And they attacked her for it. But don't worry, they're here for you guys. Yeah, Kamala's going to make everything better. Don't worry. Give me a break. Well, Maxine Waters. You know, I'm so glad for this because there's two ways of looking at this. Maxine Waters looks like a face that was carved out of wax and melted at a climate protest. Her face is just looks like it was dolled up for a funeral. This is not a face for an open casket. This is a face for a car accident. Holy Lordy. Get out of here, Maxine. Jeez, look at this is a carcass, man. This poor lady, dude. I don't know what happened when things went wrong, but you got to give up. You just got to retire, get out of here. This is like Tales of the Crypt reboot. Tales from the Crypt, rather, forgive me. Oh, Maxine Waters harasses ICE agents. Are you going to shoot an elected official? This is, but remember, it's Donald Trump creating hysteria and chaos. She has no business being here, by the way. There's no official business that she has going on. It's like she has a meeting. And, but don't worry, it's Donald Trump creating chaos. That's a wig. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get me a wig like that. Can you imagine my bald head wearing a wig like that? I'd look good. I'd put it in pigtails for you. Mm-hmm. The ladies, you would love that, wouldn't you? That's a panty dropper for you. Well, Maxine Waters hits the streets running. She hasn't ran in years. Alongside an anti-ICE protesters in Los Angeles on Sunday because she didn't have anything better to do. Nothing better. Taunting and harassing immigration and customs enforcement. Remember, this is the same lady that took to the podium years ago and said, if you see them outside of a gas station, if you see them outside of a restaurant, I want you to go after them. Go after those Trump supporters. Yeah, it's that same psycho. Waters was captured on video shouting at National Guard troops. Well, let's see that. Oh, we have clips here. Good. And I love that it's in HD. So thank you to anybody that's uploading in 720 and above. Thank you.
What are you going to do? You going to shoot some kid who's afraid of you and run? You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. I don't know why you're in my city. You did the governor was not contacted. This is Trump and his outrageous attempt to not only target our sanctuary city, but to frighten us and intimidate us. This is wrong, and I hope that none of you will use those guns to shoot anybody. There's no reason to shoot anybody.
There's no reason unless someone shoots you and kills you. So isn't that great? No reason whatsoever. So you get to die for some protest bullcrap that the Democrat Party allows to happen. So you don't get to go home to your family, but the illegal immigrant that shoots you in the face, well, they go fine. They'll be A-okay. Oh, gotcha. Freak. It pisses me off. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit. Wild. No reason whatsoever, you guys. You heard it from the horse's mouth. She just got done eating a bunch of sugar cubes out of somebody's palm. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Don't allow them to make your service in a service where you're killing people. Don't do it.
Wouldn't it be funny if a guy just aimed at her and just shot a rubber bullet right at her? There's no reason to shoot somebody. Poof! A rubber bullet, okay? Or a beanbag. The problem is she's so frail, it would go through her entire body, a beanbag. Just blow a hole the size of my head right through her. It's a joke, okay? The demo, you want harm, Nab, and you want her to be shot with a rubber bullet. It's not a big deal. It's okay. I'll bounce off you. It's not a big deal. They'll leave a bruise. Okay, hit her with a paintball then. A little mace paintball, okay? I'll be fair. Fine. Here she is again. She's trying to break into a building here. I know. Did you just say Maxine Waters is trying to break into a building? Yeah, watch this. Now, I'm exaggerating, okay? She's not breaking into a building, but she tried to enter a Los Angeles federal building to check on arrested SEIU President David Huerta. So if I can get the video loaded for you, I'll pull it up here. So here she is.
No, I want you to... Hello. Congresswoman Waters. I just came to use my congressional authority to check on David.
Ma'am, our lobby is secure right now to all visitors.
Excuse me, I need to get in.
Contact our public affairs office.
I need to get in.
What are you hoping to do, Congresswoman?
I just want to see David Huerta. Right.
I just want to see David Huerta. That's somebody that put enough gum lube on her dentures to keep them in. I gotta see David Huerta.
Would a congressperson normally be able to enter the...
Normally, yes.
What is happening here?
Well, there were some of the authorities, I don't know who they were, and I'm trying to get in to see David Huerta, who they have arrested. He is the head of SEIU.
Doesn't she look like she's just lost? Do you know what I mean? Doesn't she just look like, I'm here for David Huerta? Normally I'm around here. It's like, bro, it's almost like Joe Biden. It's like the beginnings of Joe Biden. We're seeing it in real time.
You local union here. I don't know why he was targeted. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know whether they're going to deport him. I want to report back to my caucus about what's happening, but they have...
Can we just Okay, right here. I don't know if anybody's ever seen somebody with dementia or they're lost, right? You see, you're walking down the street, right? You're getting your shopping done. You're running your errands on a weekend. You see an elderly person just completely lost, right? They're in the middle of a parking lot. They've been out in the heat on the asphalt for hours. They're trying to find their house out there in an empty Walmart parking lot. And you walk up to them. You say, ma'am, are you okay? Like, are you lost? This is exactly how a dementia person sounds. Oh, well, I was looking for my home and I can't find it. I don't know where I am. And they don't look at you in the eyes, right? They're kind of like off somewhere else. And I was trying to find where I was and my car keys and I don't know what's happening. Listen, this is hand to God, this is like an analogy. It's like almost apples to apples. Listen to this.
Yes. Well, there were some of the authorities, I don't know who they were. I don't know what's happening. And I'm trying to get in to see David Huerta, who they have arrested. He is the head of SEIU local union here. I don't know why he was targeted. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know whether they're going to deport him. I want to report back to my...
I want to find my home. I just want to go back home. I want to report back to my family.
About what's happening, but they have...
If anybody's been to a retirement home, an old folks home, tell me that wasn't spot on in the chat. You're welcome. Tell me that wasn't spot on. Somebody call Meals on Wheels for Maxine. Jeez. Although, oh, you thought that was it? Of course it's not. I told you. I got clips. Folks, we're here for hours today. I told you it's a different Bald Brad show now that we're on break. We had 8 weeks of this. Here she is again. Lost and confused. She's still trying to find her way back to her car.
Here, where the guns are. So I want you all to take pictures of these guns and let people know that they're in our city with guns. And I'm sure they have orders to shoot and kill. I don't know. But otherwise, they wouldn't have guns.
One question, Representative Ms. Waters. If there's one statement that or a message that you can send to Donald Trump
What is that message here today?
My message to Donald Trump is you are a cruel human being and that you are using the poorest people in the land, the most vulnerable people in the land to promote.
I'm gonna emphasize this again, and I know I'm repeating myself. Isn't it wild that Donald Trump's the cruel human being, not these people that are killing Americans, raping young women, raping people's wives? I mean, talk about how many times have we seen the videos of those being posted that have committed these atrocious crimes? Those aren't the bad people. Oh, they're just the underserved. They're the underprivileged.
Promote your politics. You are wrong. We know what this is all about. We have people who are immigrants here who are trying to seek a better living, who have come from places.
Yeah. That look like seek a better living to you, Maxine? That look like seek a better living, destroying our cities? Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, I got you.
Where they have experienced this kind of thing that he's doing here today. People who work every day, people who are paying taxes, who are raising their families, who are supporting education. They should not be treated this way. They should be given an opportunity to tell their story, whom they are, and why they're here, and ask the United States to please do what the Constitution allows us to do, and that is give them consideration for having citizenship here.
Ms. Maxine Waters, thank you for those words. Another thing, do you find it coincidental that this is happening at this time of the year right now? Is there anything that you can correlate with the timeline that it's happening with right now alongside?
No, I think that the president has not been able to live up to the threat that he used during his campaign, where he was going to get millions of them out of here. And I think it's...
See a little ghetto coming out. Motherfucking millions coming out of here. She gotta be careful, though. She can't get too crazy. She can't get too ghetto because her dentures will come out. Can you imagine having your dentures falling on the streets that she doesn't clean up? Ugh.
Come to the point where he thinks he's got to show something, but also his ridiculousness is taking over the armed services to celebrate his birthdays coming up. And people are saying, are you going to spend millions of dollars celebrating your birthday?
Her eyelash is coming off right here. You guys see that? Right there? She didn't put enough glue on it. I mean, she's worked up, man. She's dolled up. That's a lot of makeup, man. Telling you what. You got to put that on with a butter knife. You know what I'm saying? That is a spatula of makeup on that. That is just like your coat. You know what I mean? When you're putting the thick butter on your toast, maybe a little bit of jam, or you're frosting a cake. Oh.
Using the armed services to do it, and I think that adds to it. All of this is coming to the forefront now.
And Congresswoman, how should the city of LA and the state of California react to this? What's the smart play here?
All of the elected officials in this city should be on the street. The mayor should be on the street. The city council should be on the street. Everybody should be on the street. All of the state elected officials. All of us in Congress. We're supposed to be in Congress tomorrow, but I want you to know I'm trying to stop him from getting richer and richer on crypto. The more money he has, the more powerful he has, the more he will elect people. So we got a lot of work to do.
Not Nancy Pelosi, not Chuck Schumer, Bernie Sanders, Ilhan Omar, AOC. None of her friends. Adam Schiff, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris. I mean, the list goes on. We're going to make sure we don't go after those people. But we're going to go after Trump for his crypto. I'm going to get that man. I'm going to go get him tomorrow. I'm going to fly back on you.
So bodies on the street, basically.
Bodies on the street. People on the street. Absolutely.
Ms. Waters,
this is too much fun.
Anything that you can say to anybody watching or the public that wants to come out here or just simply watching or wants to know anything that you want to tell them that they should do or shouldn't do?
Well, here's what I want to support. I want to support people having a voice. Peaceful protests are okay. They're all right. I want them to know what happened in the civil rights movement, where we got on the street, where we marched.
You mean the civil rights movement that you guys didn't vote for as a party? Oh, fuck, shit. Yeah, revisionist history. Don't worry, mostly peaceful, though. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. No more Maxine Waters, you guys. It's okay. She's gone now. You're okay now. She's gone. Now, you might be wondering, how many people are there that are designated as illegal aliens in sanctuary cities across America? Well, it turns out I have the answer for you. It turns out we did a study. Now they're estimates. They're always estimates. These are probably lowball numbers. There are more than 1,000 jurisdictions across the United States that refuse to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement, a new study indicates, marking a drastic surge over the past several years. Check this out. Oh, baby. The number of sanctuary jurisdictions have nearly doubled since 2008, with a total of 1,000 jurisdictions obstructing immigration and customs enforcement as it attempts to enforce immigration law. The figure, FAIR, F-A-I-R, says includes Washington, D.C. and 17 states that have statewide illegal alien sanctuary city policies, or just sanctuary policies. What started as a small movement has since expanded by open border advocates. So grown sanctuary jurisdictions, I'm going to read this for you. You all can see this. If you're on audio is why I want to read it. There is a bar graph here. Or excuse me, there's a histogram here. Not a bar graph, histogram. And the histogram, am I getting that right? I think I'm getting my bar graph and histogram. Just that looks bad because I teach statistics, but I'm on vacation, no matter. We have a time graph here, or dates, and you have 1990s with 11 jurisdictions. So in 1990s, there was only 11 jurisdictions that were sanctuary. Then by 2009, it went up to 40. And then in 2016, it went to 340. So in the span of 7 years, it increased by 300. For those that aren't keen in math, this is called an exponential function, meaning it's exponentially getting worse, meaning your country's exponentially being deteriorated. If this doesn't wake people up, I don't know what does. I really don't. You're watching your country collapse in real time, by the way. Just a heads up to everybody. You're watching it happen. 2016 to 2018 increased by over 200. Well, then by 2018 to 2025, it went up from 564 to over 1,000. Gee, I wonder what the next 4 years will look like. Will it increase over to 2,000? I mean, how high can it go? There has to be some sort of ceiling, right? It's crazy. Just crazy. Wild. So this is a bar graph. There you go. I got it. Bar graph. Bar graph. Want to make sure I correct myself. Not that it matters. I mean, it does. One's categorical, one's quantitative, one's qualitative. It doesn't matter. Our findings reveal that prior to 2000, only 11 jurisdictions had adopted sanctuary policies. By 2009, that number had grown to 40. FAIR says the charts the growth in the report, which we just looked at. These jurisdictions impede federal immigration enforcement. Now, here's the thing. I've heard that in LA alone, and this is a lowball number, so there's about 10, allegedly there's about 10 million people, give or take. I mean, you can add 2 million, 4 million to that. It doesn't matter. There's over 1 million illegal immigrants in LA County alone. There's over 1 million illegal immigrants in LA County alone. That's wild. That's wild. I do want to make sure I go back to more of this, and then we'll come back to more articles. Again, I got a lot of stuff for you. So here's a bunch of people being arrested. And by a bunch, I just mean a handful. Oh, there's another American flag. Whoa, we got 2 in 2 hours. For those that are just joining us, we've been doing this for 2 hours, and we've only seen, so we're getting 1 American flag an hour. We're probably getting, well, in this alone is probably a dozen Mexican flags. But this is the 101 freeway area here. You can see the tags. I've driven this myself many of times. Keep saying that. And by the way, this is illegal protesting. You're not allowed to do this. But it's no biggie. All these people should be arrested, or at least given some sort of ticket and violation for what they're doing. But they won't, because nothing ever happens to anybody in the state of California. Oh, this is actually a really long clip here. So here's some people getting arrested. By the way, if anybody's listening on audio, these all look like leftists. No, these are not women any man wants to touch, by the way. Nobody wants to touch these women. They think they do. These are the same people that go, I'm going to withhold sex from men. Fine with everybody. Now, you might be thinking, wow, this road looks dirty. You see all this trash? It always looks like that. Remember how I said you will know when you hit LA County? You just have to look at the road. It always looks this bad, you guys. It actually looks worse usually. So don't think like this is, this is just dirty because of the riots. No, this is all of LA. And this is actually cleaned up. And if you think I'm exaggerating, I've lived here my entire life. This is what it looks like. This is what Democrat ran areas look like. You won't see this in Orange County, really. You will, depending on where you go. You'll see it everywhere. But you get what I mean. In holistic view, nah, not in Republican area. It's freaking clean where I'm at. Look at that. Look at all of that. The reason why you want to be careful in those areas too, there's a bunch of needles in there, there's syringes, a bunch of homeless people. Look at these heroes. Look at that. Another lady wearing leggings that shouldn't be. Another person wearing, I love how people are wearing sportwear like it's so normal nowadays, but they're all like obese. It's crazy. It's crazy. So here's them throwing fireworks at police officers. Now, remember, some of these people are climate activists, right? Some of these people are the ones that support PETA, like their animal rights. This dude lobs a firework right at a horse. Right at the horses. Not a message will be sent out from PETA about it for violently attacking animals. But when it comes to an animal cracker box that we all grew up with animals in cages because it's a circus box, you'll be sure to hear from them. Oh, it's terrible. Not for attacking this. Not to mention all the pollutants going up in the air. You won't see them out there. Of course not, because they're hypocrites. They're all hypocrites. But remember, the insurrection was so terrible. Here's a bunch of people getting a nice VIP tour during that insurrection at the Capitol versus this. Gotcha. Look at this. Insurrection, just mosey on in. Lighting stuff on fire. Yeah. By the way, most of the footage of the Capitol insurrection looks like this, just heads up. Most of it. There's 40,000 hours of footage. Most of it just looks like this. People going around, taking selfies, actually not having to wait in line for once. And then burning vehicles. By the way, you can match this up. I mean, you could do a whole collage around this of just all the destruction Democrats have done over like the last decade. College campuses, right? Black Lives Matter, Chaz, CHOP, Antifa. I mean, you could just do an entire collage around this insurrection. Nothing compares to what Democrats have done for the last 2 decades. Not even close. Not even close. You got to love this one. This was almost my thumbnail. Los Angeles riots 2025 with Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom. All the Mexican flags, police burning. Okay. I'm surprised that there hasn't been people that have come out like Americans and just lost their shit and like started a civil war. I'm shocked that it hasn't happened yet. So here's that 101 bridge. So that police car that was lit on fire is right below them. And here's them dropping stuff, trying to light it on fire. Isn't that just lovely? Now, this is not normally in the highway, but usually people drive 65 miles an hour through here when there's no traffic. And here's on audio. For those on audio, there's a bunch of people surrounding an American flag that they lit on fire. And you have what looks to be a Hispanic. I don't know where this guy's from, but looks Hispanic. Spitting on the American flag as it's lit on fire. And people are cheering it. And I'm going to say it again. They don't want to assimilate into this country, you guys. They don't pledge allegiance to the flag. They pledge allegiance to Mexico, China, whatever country they're coming from.
And this is not just a good gesture. This is something we need to make real. We need to bring down this empire once and for all. All right. Burn it down! Burn it down! Burn it down! Burn it down!
So they're chanting, burn it down. There's another flag they're throwing down, lighting on fire. Nobody arrested for burning stuff in the streets, by the way. Do you have the right to burn the American flag? Actually, you do. I don't like it, but it's a right that you have. And but they'll live here. Now, you would think, oh, wow, this guy's just doing wheelies down the street in LA. This isn't even because of the riots. Just people do this all the time. They will do stuff like this in downtown LA, and like I told you, in groups like 50, just completely shut things down. So I do want to point out the TikTok video that I did. There's a guy that said the comment himself that they want to destroy this country. So let me see if I can play that for all of you right now. I hate to like kind of play my own stuff, but it does, I think, play into what I'm talking about here. And this is a video that I recorded last night.
Saying the quiet part out loud. One person commented on my rant video about the LA riots and admitted that they would, quote, destroy this country if that's what it takes. That's not hyperbole. That's their goal. These aren't peaceful protesters. These are people lighting up the streets, burning cars, throwing rocks at federal agents, and assaulting law enforcement officers, all while waving signs about justice and other people's countries' flags. But what they really want is chaos, total collapse, and they'll justify it with every buzzword in the book. It's the same script we saw during the Black Lives Matter riots, and now it's just being replayed in Los Angeles because ICE dared to enforce the law. You voted for this. You wanted sanctuary policies. You wanted open borders. And now that Trump is actually doing what the voters asked him to do, uphold the law, I know, shocker, suddenly it's the end of the world. No. What we're witnessing isn't resistance, it's destruction, plain and simple. And now they're proud of it. Just read the comments. They're telling us exactly what they want, to burn this country to the ground. Folks, if you want more unapologetic news and trustworthy news, hit that follow button. Appreciate you.
Now, here's where it says, and we will destroy this country if it is what it takes, because we rather have America burned to the ground than have what we worked so hard for taken from us. This is what Democrats are posting here. This is what they want, you guys. They're saying the quiet part out loud. And yes, you're damn right I brought the receipts. This is screen grabbed. And I literally say down here saying the quiet part out loud. Your country is under attack. I hate to say it, but it is. You might say, no, Brad, California is under attack. We might be for the time being. But all these people, do you think if a government was to attack us, that all these people that are burning our flag are all of a sudden going to join the military and be able to fight on behalf of American values? You think so? Look at these psychos.
Rallying people and taking them in. What crime did they make? What crime did they commit? Nothing.
Well, they came here illegally. That's the crime. But you know, don't worry. He's wearing a chef's jacket. The guy has it all together, right? His hat's crooked.
I'm sure you're proud, bitch. Oh, these motherfuckers are KKK.
He's yelling at FBI and federal agents. The guy's just, these people they're not well, you guys. They're not mentally well. They're crazy. How many of you guys have ever went out and started yelling at a police officer? Probably not many. I never have. No, I have no reason. I'll buy him a cup of coffee.
Look at that. This is brand new, motherfucker. So proud and standing so tall.
What crime have they committed, fool? Like, what are you out here doing? It's saying, like, I came off of work for this, fool. I put on my leather jacket, eh? It's okay. They're just smelling the air in Los Angeles because it's all riddled, finky matter. A bunch of homeless people doing drugs. Oh, we got more for you. We got more for you. So here's the 101 right there where everyone keeps showing yesterday. Why you decided to put squad cars right under a bridge, I don't know, but you know, not everybody's a genius. You have California Representative Judy Chu says LAPD has everything under control as MSN plays a split screen. You can't make this one up. This one, it's an unbelievable thing. Folks, this is no different than when we saw the mostly peaceful. The guy's like, hey, we're out here in Minneapolis and it's mostly peaceful. And the city behind him is up in flames. The whole building, you've never seen anything like it, just all up in flames behind him. This is no different.
You have outliers that throw things and cause damage. And so, yes, the LAPD came in and they called it an unlawful assembly. I believe that the LAPD has this underhand, and they are very, very experienced in riot control. So this is something that they can handle. We do not have to have the National Guard here. We certainly do not have to have the Marines here. This is a manufactured crisis, and we do not need the Insurrection Act, and that is...
Yo, I'm laughing. You can't make this up. This is MSNBC, right? She's a Democrat saying it's mostly peaceful with a split screen. You guys, this is 100% real. MSN DNC again. Mostly peaceful. You guys remember this footage? With a freaking building ablaze behind them. And then again, here's CNN. Mostly peaceful. Cities, cars, buildings burning behind them. But how is it MSNDNC is back here again, spewing this garbage, and then she's right here doing the same thing on the same station 5 years later? I told you, they will gaslight the crap out of you, man. Here they are burning the American flag again, not the Mexican flag, but burning the American flag again. Your country has been invaded, folks. Welcome. It has. I'm sorry, but it has. Here are them lighting more stuff on fire. Here's Andy No. Andy No has the one that has written a book about Antifa called Unmasked. Great book. Again, Unmasked. He was attacked by Antifa, like really messed up. There's video footage of him getting destroyed by Antifa. But don't worry, you guys. No, they're cleaning the car. They're detailing it. No, you're silly. Stop it. Oh, stop it. These are all good people. Yeah, they're just replacing the window. That's all they're doing. Yeah. No, it's a bunch of Hispanics doing detail work. It's fine. That's how the car came. What do you mean? Cars normally look like that, don't they? Yeah. No, they'll clean it up. It's fine. Look at the burnout. It's okay. Yeah. All that. Yeah. I'll get it. They're good at what they do. Fine. Good stuff. Oh, this one, don't worry. It's just they're just doing their old mechanic stuff again, just replacing the carburetor. They're just checking to make sure it has enough windshield wiper fluid. Don't worry about it. Oh, that gasoline they're pouring on it, they're cleaning it. I told you, they're detailing work. Just detail. No big deal. Yeah, it cleans it really good. It gets all the diesel off. You know, it gets all the... Oh, there you go. Guy just probably blew off his entire face, I hope. Yeah, that's good. There you go. Not mostly peaceful. Just great. Now, this is how... Can I just... Let me get the full screen. You know how you know these people are stupid? Because this guy leaned over to throw that match in there. These aren't people with an education. These aren't people that are going to make LA better. They're not the next inventors. They're not changing anything. You know how this guy is dumb as rocks? Not contributing to society in any way, shape, or form. Probably making $30 an hour, though, as a hotel worker or at the airport, shuffling luggage around. Yeah, $30 an hour. These are the same people that are protesting minimum wage. Yeah, they want to make $40-50 an hour minimum wage. And I'm not exaggerating. That's what they're calling for. They're calling for $50 minimum wage. They're going to get paid $30 minimum wage here soon in California if you're an airport worker or you work in a hotel. $25 right now at Panda Express in Southern California to scoop food onto a plate. I'm not exaggerating. You get $25 for a chef behind you to put food into a bin, and you get to scoop it with a ladle and put it into a plate and give it to somebody. That's it. That's all you do. You just actually scoop food. $25 an hour. It's nuts. Look at this guy. He leans in. What an idiot. Watch this guy. Look how stupid he is. What an idiot. And boom. Good. You know he got his eyebrows singed. Good. See him back up? Yeah, he got nailed. Do that. Right there. Yep. Good. You idiot. I hope he got burned. I really do. That one I hope. So here's more. Don't worry, folks. We got a lot more news to cover for you. I didn't think I'd go 2.5 hours on the LA riots, but that's what's happening. Big difference between these two, huh? Wesley Hunt has it right. Donald Trump here, fighting for the American flag in the background. And this guy's flying the Mexican flag. Crazy. Burning more American flags. Love it. Unbelievable. Don't worry, you guys. Yeah, no, we're fighting for their rights. Get your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives paying their taxes. What an idiot. Your head's so far up your ass, Gavin. It's remarkable. Well, we got more news to cover. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that like button, folks. We do this each and every morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're doing multi-hour streams for the next 8 weeks on weekdays. We also upload on TikTok multiple times a day. Generally, it's in the morning. It's also at 2:30 and then also in the evening. And some of our videos are getting 1.3 million views. It's getting 250,000 views. All sorts of goodies. Well, here he's back. The Maryland man is back. The Maryland man is back, folks. The guy that does the community service. He's cleaning up the streets. He's out there on his hands and knees with the broom and dustpan, sweeping up the highways. The guy that does the community barbecues on his own time, paid for on behalf of him and his family. The guy will actually ask you what you want your burger grilled at. Yo, you want it medium and well done? What would you like there, kiddo? No, he's not trafficking people. Are you kidding me? Now he hands out goodie bags every single Sunday to the local people. He's running the food. He's running the food court, the soup kitchens on the weekends. Yep. Guy donates all his time. Great guy. Absolutely great guy. Community service member. Runs the neighborhood watch. Totally free and clear. You don't even got to pay the guy. Yeah. Runs the HOA too, believe it or not. Yeah, the guy does it all. I know. Unbelievable. Maryland man. Just guy. Remarkable service what this guy does in his community. He's done nothing wrong. Oh, what do you mean he beat the crap out of his wife? His kids? It's made up. It's fabricated. Cheap fakes, deep fakes, you guys. Come on. The guy would never. The guy, he's an usher at the church. He's the guy that brings you to your seat. What do you mean? He passes the basket around for donations, contributions, your tithing. The guy does more than 10%. I've heard he does 50. The guy's remarkable. He's a saint. Well, you got Mr. Garcia, the Maryland man. The Salvadorian illegal alien deported to El Salvador's prison for terrorists is being brought back to the United States. For those on audio, you heard that correctly. I did not slip up. I know I do it a lot in the morning. That's what's tough about a morning show is you're not fully awake. We pretend to be. They are bringing back the Maryland man to the United States to face new charges. The story just keeps getting better. Mr. Garcia, who was incorrectly dubbed a Maryland man by Democrat politicians and members of the media, is on his way back to the United States to face federal charges pertaining to his role in illegal alien smuggling ring. Uh-oh. That was a good guy. What do you mean smuggling? Smuggling who? What do you mean? Well, we'll see here in a moment. The Salvadorian national, who is believed to be a member of MS-13 and stands accused of beating his wife. Oh, come on. That never happened. That's silly. Oh, it was in her own handwriting. Oh, wow. That's a tough one to get around. Gotcha. Is believed to have smuggled thousands of illegal aliens, including children, from the southern border into the interior of the country over the course of nearly a decade. Some of those smuggled in the United States are believed to be members of MS-13. Oh, it's okay. You needed help. Sometimes you need volunteers for HOA, the neighborhood watch, community service. It's not easy cleaning up areas. It's really dirty. It's really dirty in Maryland. Yeah, you need volunteers. Oh, they're good people. They're running the soup kitchens too. What do you mean, you guys? They're the ones helping the homeless. They're feeding the homeless, helping the poor, clothing the innocent. Garcia now faces a 2-count indictment in a federal court in Tennessee for his role in an illegal alien smuggling operation, anonymous sources told the outlet. The Salvadorian national has remained in El Salvador's terrorism confinement center since his deportation in March, was stopped by Tennessee Highway Patrol in 2022. So it looks like he's coming back. Coming back, only probably to be thrown back in prison and then deported once again. Oh, you made it up. It's not real. Remember, the justice system's so corrupt. But it wasn't corrupt when you guys gave 34 felony counts to Trump. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Bunch of idiots. They're a bunch of idiots. I know. Well, Pam Bonnie's in the mix here regarding the Maryland man. She reveals disturbing facts about this Democrat darling Kilmar Abrego Garcia's human trafficking scheme. Is there a video clip of that? Or we got to read this? All right, we got to look at it. Isn't this proof that I just do this real time? The Justice Department has secured the return of this alleged true human trafficker. Abrego Garcia has landed in the United States to face justice, so I guess he is back already. This is what American justice looks like, Pam Bondi said. The Attorney General went on to thank various other agencies that aided in Justice Department's investigation. I remember how they were like, he's not even alive. They got rid of him. They deleted the guy. And they were like giving us these aerial screen grabs of the prison. He's not there. That's probably his body. But he's alive and well. On May 21st, a grand jury in the Middle District of Tennessee returned a sealed indictment charging Abreu Garcia with alien smuggling and conspiracy to commit alien smuggling. Our government presented El Salvador with an arrest warrant, and they agreed to return him to our country. We're grateful to President Bukele for agreeing to return him to our country to face these very serious charges. So the guy's come back and he's just hit. Look at this. They found over the past 9 years, he's played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring, noting he's made over 100 trips back and forth from the United States. They probably have people that are MS-13 gang members locked up that are willing to rat on this guy, and they'll probably give him some sort of deal. We'll cut your time in half or something. Smuggle violent gang members and terrorists into the country. He's a good guy, though. He's just a Maryland man. He's a father. Yeah, the guy homeschools his kids. I know, great guy. He volunteers his time at the local community center to help the underprivileged. All righty. Well, enough of the, we've gone 2.5 hours talking about the LA riots. Why don't we jump into a little bit something different here, folks? We got a debate challenge. Fly after Riley Gaines and Simone Biles go to the mat over boys and girls sports. She's clearly hit her head on the beam too many times, Simone Biles. You're good at what you do. But boy, oh boy, does that head. It just shows you don't get an education in California like you used to. Or I guess United States. Just, silly. Podcast host clamored for a chance to host a debate between former collegiate swimmer Riley Gaines and Olympic gymnast Simone Biles after an ex-spat over boys competing on girls' sports teams between the two elite athletes blew up on Friday. Jillian Michaels first challenged Biles to come and debate the topic on her Take podcast about this. Simone Biles, why don't you come on here, Take podcast, and debate with us? She said, I would honestly like to hear your side. It's a very respectful environment. If you want people to see your point of view and hear your facts, come share them. So I guess Simone says this, you're truly sick. All this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports, maybe a transgender. So there you have it, them going back and forth with each other. Simone Biles, I guess, wants men and women sports, I suppose. So I don't want to break it down too much, but you can always check out their spat back and forth online. But Simone Biles wants men and women sports, I suppose. That's always fun. A girl that's like 4'5". Yeah, let's put her in let's put her in ice hockey for just for a game. And what I want to happen, I want these guys in college, NCAA, let's do it with Olympics. Because she's an Olympian. Let's put her on the ice at 4'11" with the Russians. And I don't want anybody to go anything under 95%. I want 95% maximum effort from the Russians on Simone Biles. I just want to see how she does. Just curious. Let's just pretend she knows how to skate. Like let's pretend she's been playing for 25 years. I just spit everywhere. Let's just say that. What do you think is going to happen? 4'11", 90 pounds soaking wet, versus a guy that's probably 235, 6'5", skating at about 30 miles an hour. Do you want to know that I've actually seen that before? Do you want to know in ice hockey, because I referee professionally it? Do you want to know I've seen, and she wasn't 4'11", I've seen a girl in college trying to do like a co-ed college game. Not co-ed, split men and female. I've seen what happens to a girl that's been playing hockey her entire life. 5'5", probably. Get destroyed by a guy that was about 6'5", about 235, skating at 30 miles an hour. And guess what? Her season ended. And it was a normal hit, as I would say in hockey. It's a normal hit that I would take, anybody would take. She didn't play. Yep, she was crying. They had to escort her off the ice. She was crying because she took a hit. But no, you should have them. Let's get women there in the NFL. Let's see how that works out. LGBT exhibit surrounding children's playground features nude images, promotes gender confusion. Oh, targeting the kids once again. They love the kids. I told you, the Democrats salivate over kids in the same way Joey gets all giddy when he sees an 8-year-old girl out there in the crowd. I smell. What is that? That is bubbly perfume. I know what that is. That's 20 yards out. 25, 23, 23 yards. I smell her. That's Joey. It's good. I know that smell. Bring her up here. Bring her up here. I know what that is. That's bubblegum. I like bubblegum. Freaking Joe. You psycho. An LGBT rooted in pride art exhibit surrounding a children's playground in Brooklyn, New York, of course it is, features nude images and what appears to be a man dressed in drag and promotes gender confusion and anti-Trump messages. The LGBT content surrounds the J.J. Brian, I don't know, playground where families and children as young as toddlers play, according to images provided by the Daily Wire. We do have the images here. Oh, what the So it's a bunch of naked people just laying out. Like there's a guy completely naked. I think that's a guy. You never know anymore. Laying basically, you guys know that scene from the Titanic where Jack is painting a nudie of Rose and she's like laying down. She's like, paint me like one of your French girls. And she's a total babe, by the way. She looks good. But yeah, he's laying like that with his wee-wee hanging out. And he's laying down. And a bunch of other people laying down naked. Oh, that's fun. Oh, good for the kids. Rooted in Pride, a public art exhibition celebrating Brooklyn's queer community. That's always up. Yep, there it is. There it is. And we'll probably get flagged on YouTube for this. Yep. That's literally the Titanic. I couldn't have made this up myself. It's literally, he's wearing the Hope Rose. This is the image from the Titanic. God, I'm good at what I do. That's why you come back. That's why you come back here on the Bald Brad Show. I detail it out like I see it. You know what I mean? Oh, look at this thing. Jesus. Look at that little Latina belly poking out. Oh my gosh. This is a male, by the way. This is, I think, I'm pretty sure. Love is love. Okay. Yep. An image is of a male who appears to be dressed in gay pride and drag attire. The caption of the photo reads, the pride is a truth that love is love. Oh, God. There you go. You gotta, I don't understand it, you guys. It's just, they love targeting your kids. I don't know why. Just leave the kids alone. I keep saying, I've said it for years. Just leave the kids alone, you psychos. Nuts. That's nuts. Well, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate everybody for joining me for this many hours. This is fun. I'm having a great time. We got Kash Patel in the news. He shocks Joe Rogan with wild revelation during podcast interview. He got swatted. Now, this was making mainstream news last week, but the FBI director says he got swatted.
And as director of the FBI, I have a responsibility. I'm not just going to bring a case because somebody hurt me. They did. And they continue to do it. Shit, my house just got swatted yesterday.
What?
Yeah. But
you got swatted?
Oh, yeah.
The head of the FBI gets swatted?
Yeah. Yeah. These people play, it's the ultimate height of hypocrisy. They have two sets of rules. One against you and one for them. And as director of the FBI...
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Homie got swatted. It's nuts. It's just nuts. He also mentioned that there's no footage really of the Epstein Island. Like there's footage, but there's no footage of anybody doing any heinous crimes. Look, I just don't know, because I got so much trust in specifically Dan Bongino. I don't know Kash Patel that well, but Dan's coming out saying there's not really much evidence here. If you're going to say that there's this massive sex trafficking operation and that all these celebrities were involved, all this stuff was taking place, and you don't have anything to go on, nothing to actually show proof of, it's just, I just don't, it's tough for me to believe. It really is. Even when I'm a fan of Dan, I don't know. It's like there's some sort of, it's like I like conspiracy theories, but I don't really believe in them. I know some of you guys are like really hardcore into conspiracies. Again, I just like them. I find them interesting, what people can come up with. But it's really tough for me to get behind. I don't know. Like my conspiracy antennas go up in the sense of, is there like some shadow government out there that like threatens people's lives and that they just turn once they realize, like, they didn't know the shadow government existed. And then it's like, if you release this, we're going to like destroy you, your family, your kids. You better shut up about this. You know what I mean? Like, they're so powerful that even like Dan Bongino didn't know they existed until he got in the FBI and they started threatening him and Kash. I don't know. I know it sounds crazy. Oh, I agree with you. It is crazy, but I guess this is breaking 31 minutes ago. A shooting incident occurred outside the Bellagio Hotel of the Las Vegas Strip, resulting in the deaths of 2 individuals, including a YouTuber known as Finny the Legend. That's terrible. The incident was captured live during Finny's live stream, where the suspected shooter, another YouTuber named Sin City Mannywise, allegedly targeted him. The shooting stemmed from an online dispute, and police were currently searching for the suspect. Whoa. Okay. At least the guy was off. I can't believe that just happened.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Whoa. Okay. Well, that just happened. And that is exactly why I don't live stream any of the riots. That's crazy. I'm surprised that girl didn't run. Are you kidding me? It's like, oh man. That's scary. Wow. Well, okay. That was kind of surprising, not gonna lie. Yeah, that caught me off guard. I was like, oh, I thought it was like in the Bellagio, and this was like filmed outside, and like it was like, oh, people are like, yeah, did you hear about what's happening? I didn't think it was gonna be like the live stream itself of like a guy being whatevered. Jeez. So Karen Bass blames the riots on ICE. Oh, okay. Here she is on CNN, of course.
Just have to say that if you dial back time and go to Friday, if immigration raids had not happened here, we would not have the disorder that went on last night. I will tell you that it is.
Well, if you did it yourself and actually got rid of these criminals from doing terrible, heinous acts to American citizens, you probably wouldn't have this either. If you actually, your whole party didn't allow a massive illegal immigration to take place, you still wouldn't have it. So it's your fault, Karen, but God forbid you have to actually acknowledge it.
It's peaceful now, but we do not know where and when the next raids will be. That is the concern, because people in the city have.
You know why they don't tell you, Karen? Because you'll let them know. That's why. That's why they don't tell anybody. They don't even tell local law enforcement, because you got a bunch of moles in there that are going to tell, oh, they're going to this place. And you got a bunch of rioters and people are going to harass them. That's why they don't tell you, scumbags, because you guys are a bunch of liars there. You're a bunch of liars in Los Angeles.
Have a rapid response network. If they see ICE, they go out and they protest. And so it's just a recipe for pandemonium that is completely unnecessary. Nothing was happening here. Los Angeles was peaceful before Friday. I just have to say that if you dial back.
Los Angeles was peaceful before Friday. Tell me that you haven't walked around Los Angeles without telling me you haven't walked around Los Angeles. Unbelievable stuff. Really unbelievable. Well, I think we'll end it there for today. We've been streaming for 2 hours and about 45 minutes. We'll be back here tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time here on YouTube, Rumble, and X. again, for the next couple weeks, we're going to be streaming an hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. We'll kind of see where things take us. But we usually go over a lot of different news. Today, we really focused kind of on one big thing, and that would be the LA riots, just because I live here and the protests are happening. Hell, we might cover it again tomorrow. We'll see what happens if people pop off today. I don't know what will take place, but we'll make sure we cover it nonetheless. Again, follow me on TikTok. I'll be posting a video here shortly. I'm going to go make one right now. And just appreciate all of you supporting me. Thank you to everybody that made the donations in the chat. If you still want to make a donation, now is your time to do so. It does help support the show. Don't feel like you have to, but it does help me out quite a bit. I run this whole thing myself. Thank you to everybody for the moderators. I just appreciate the community that we've created here. A shout out to all you fine people in the chat. And you know what? Let's see. I try to go a little bit longer to see if anybody would rate us. We've never been rated here on YouTube, or rather Rumble, I mean. But let's try to raid somebody else here. If you're new to raiding, we always like to send some viewers over to somebody else's show, and they get all giddy over it, which is always kind of fun. Let's do Patriot. Let's do Patriot Mike. Patriot Mike's great. We like Patriot Mike. And folks, I appreciate you. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump. Pray for people like me that live in this state of California and what's going on. But I'm going to send you over to Patriot Mike. Appreciate you guys. God bless you.